This guy, man.
My time is valuable.
Jeez, man.
That nigga said all the letters invaluable. We recording.
Now?
Yep.
Oh, they can hear me?
Yep.
Nah, they can't hear you right now.
Valuable? You know.
Valuable.
That's the
All right.
Kentucky way of saying that shit.
We got water.
Do not disrespect the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Oh my God.
Commonwealth of Kentucky. We got water. We got.
Do we have any liquor?
Yeah.
I got some 1800.
Do we have any chaser?
He got 1800. I got
I can use that, yeah. I can do something good with that.
What, the 1800 or the
That mango
What you
and
got?
1800. What you got?
El Mayor?
The fuck is that?
And then I got some Jack. Yeah.
I think that
Let me
might
get
be
your
higher
shit.
end than your 1800, but
Yeah, let me get some
yours
of
is
this shit.
coconut flavor, so I can
coconut.
Oh, my bad. You wanted a flavor? I got
Shit, let me, nigga, hold on. I got a virtual day. Y'all about to drink up all my.
Oh, I got rum. My bad.
I'm here free, so I'm gonna drink all the shit.
Let me get that.
The rum?
Yeah.
I'll take some of that too.
I'm about to mix all this shit.
You got some cups.
Y'all know I'm a professional bartender. I can hook it up.
You ain't bring no cups, James?
No. 'cause you didn't
Professional
tell me,
bartender.
but I am a professional
All right,
bartender.
then you stay ready, goddamn.
No, I basically mix. I don't provide materials and stuff.
Oh my God.
All right,
That's like someone telling you didn't bring your own
Cigar?
database.
No, I'm like,
You want
nigga,
me
it's
to just-
2020. That shit in the cloud. Give me your
you're. All right, James, do me a favor. Push the mic boom down.
Turn with the mic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just don't want it to obstruct the
Is
view.
anyone seeing me, or is it completely on audio?
Got camera right there.
Oh, well, how do I know I look good?
Oh, we don't know. Mark just don't give a fuck. He just let us fly.
Hey.
As long as he look good, that's all.
I'm
that matters.
definitely around some heteros.
Hetero.
That's what y'all call us.
First of all, yo,
That's fucked up.
the way that hoodie, the way that beanie on, you like a factory worker. So I needed, it look like a scrunched up condom.
How about this? Is it better?
There you go. That's that.
No, I'm saying, why is it so baggy? Why is it so baggy?
That's what it's supposed to look like.
No, at the top?
Yeah, you know how some of the skull caps be like baggy at the top. You know, like the white dudes wear.
I do now, I guess.
Look at
You
your
don't know
shit.
nothing about no fashion.
At all, you know what I'm saying? I just started rolling mine up because of what? Paradise Fontaine?
Cause of who?
Paradise
Oh my
Fontaine?
God, boy, you late, boy.
Yeah, you talking about?
All right.
I mean, we good in terms of sound.
Is anyone listening?
It's not. We are recording. We're not.
So it's not
Nah,
live?
Hell no.
Okay, well, y'all let me know how raunchy y'all want me to get.
Oh, have you seen the episode? I thought I sent you a clip.
I've seen the episode, and you need to work on your get some better cameras. Because I was looking when y'all was down in Hateville, and after a while, I'm like, this is hurting my eyes.
Oh, that was the first. That was the first live.
Yeah, that was the.
We had some bandwidth issues.
You did say that. I did remember you saying.
I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I can't.
You mixing the rum and the
You can do that. That's a myth that you can't. Some people can't because they have a tolerance and they be like it.
Yeah.
Well, I used to drink Long Island iced tea, so that shit had everything.
It does.
It does? I thought it just had tequila and.
Nah, nigga, that
That's
shit
one
had
of them.
everything.
It's really just something somebody
lemonade.
created years ago. It's basically what they call bathtub and stuff. It's all your well drinks. Tequila, triple sec, rum,
Damn.
vodka, gin.
All that shit. No one that shit.
all of it. That's why everyone buys it.
I
That's-
came to the
lit.
party ready, boy.
I be loving just one though.
That was my ketchup drink.
But I fuck with a Long Island, but
Not no more.
that and the Bob Marley. What's in the Bob Marley?
I can't remember, but I'll do a blue motherfucker.
Yeah, I like that too.
So you
But
be
blue
on. You be.
motherfucker is the same thing.
So
Oh,
you
it's a
be.
Bob Marley?
No, it's the same thing as on Long Island.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I just thought it was all the low end vodka drinks.
It is, but
Oh.
it's not low end vodka. It's low end everything. Your
Oh.
low end gin, your low end vodka, your low end rum.
That should be getting me knocked the fuck back.
Miko like pink penny droppers.
What? What the fuck is that?
That's cool. What you been up to, James? You still work out in the middle of nowhere?
I never worked out in the middle of nowhere.
You worked in Gwinnett, right?
Yeah, Duluth, Georgia. That's not the middle of nowhere. That's one of the largest cities in the metro area.
Look at him. He got all the statistics.
Don't hate. Don't hate that I graduated.
Oh, let me ask you a quick question. Since this ain't gotta be a part of it. If you was to buy a house right now under 300, where would you buy it?
Yeah, can we say some of that for the podcast, man?
He ain't no realtor. Is we putting this
Yeah,
out on there?
like Jason has all insight We gonna talk about all that shit, man.
Hey, y'all gonna be on the historian tip.
This motherfucker
You
just
know
wanna
we
have
only
a
got an
proof.
hour and 15
I know,
minutes for
I'm
y'all.
trying to finish this comment so these hoes can start
That
back.
was a hard one
Stop
because
playing.
everything's just blown up. Shoot.
For the next phase.
So be
All right, I'm ready. Make sure his sound right, please.
everybody's give me some. Go ahead.
Hello. This is James, aka Keon.
We know he gonna.
Who the fuck is Keon?
Keon is your
That's
day
his
chop
street name.
That's your day chop page.
That's his bulldog's name, Keon.
That's my nickname. Everyone knows Keon.
Hell nah. What is you doing, bro?
Getting content.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Goofy. He an obvious ass tourist nigga. You ready, man? Is you ready?
Hey. Scrap. Smack. Is you ready?
TMZ, is you ready, motherfucker?
Alright. Hold on. What drink you got?
I'm gonna save my cigar for a little bit later because I did
Shoot,
just
y'all
smoke
doing y'all
one.
stuff. I'll put this on my vlog.
Oh yeah, you can do that. That's
What
cool.
vlog you got? Keon's?
Keon's World.
Oh, that's you.
That's
Give
me.
me that.
I didn't know who the
didn't
hell
see it.
Keon was. I thought it was somebody you partnered with or something.
Nah, I knew when I got 2 birthday invites for the same place. I was like, I asked, I was like, who the nigga you celebrating your birthday with?
Whatever, you still can send a gift.
Fat.
Hey,
God,
I
damn.
send a gift, a GIF, nigga.
I'll take whatever I get.
Hell, didn't Bacchus give you my gift?
I don't remember Bacchus giving me a gift from you. I remember him bringing some liquor.
That's You know what? That's probably what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Was it that Hennessy?
No, I didn't get
Nah,
no
Bacchus
cigarette.
definitely ain't gonna give you no Hennessy.
I ain't drinking no Hennessy. I can't drink Hennessy. That shit fucked my system.
When the last time you talked to Bacchus?
I'm not for sure. When did I talk to Bacchus?
Yesterday.
Probably about 2 months ago. He was asking me for some drink recipes for some model shoot he had.
Oh, the one outside?
I don't remember. I wasn't invited. I was just used for my information.
You wanted to be the model, that's why.
Hell yeah.
For some great
Why
food
shouldn't I
and
be
shit.
the model?
Give me, what's
What
the...
you need,
Hey
man?
everybody, I'm here with my boys doing their little podcast.
Oh,
What?
Lord. Damn, what the fuck?
Damn, the shade, bro.
Black Men and Cigar Podcast. Y'all already know what time it is.
Like I said, you know
Here
how
goes
black
Nico.
people
They little podcast or whatever.
I'm talking about love
Look,
podcast.
there
What
he
you
go
see how
over
they
there,
doing? See how
working his little sound.
Hey,
board.
shout out to
Keon do up.
shout out to Monique. I know you know Monique.
Who the hell is Monique?
I know so many people.
He
It's
know
hard to keep
Monique,
track.
not you.
I know many people.
No, you know Monique too. She came to the game night one day. You don't know her by name.
So anyway, I'm about to do this podcast,
Hey, all the
guys.
single ladies out there, I just want y'all to know that I'm available on the market, and if you're looking for something serious with somebody that's dead serious, hey, you know what
Who got a
And I
little
already know-
podcast?
and I already know what you ladies are saying. How much? How much?
Right.
What's he
goddamn.
worth? How much
We-
he got?
we-
Oh hell no.
That's only in Colombia, bro.
That's
Yeah,
here
right.
in the
Depending
United
on what
States
part of
too.
the country you ain't got there.
I done seen plenty of girls be like, "Oh, he don't look that cute." I said, "Girl, he makes over $500,000. Well, he looks a little bit
Right,
after
got
you
that
said
shit
that.
start adjusting.
He's
goddamn.
kind of cute."
They be adjusting for inflation all of a
They
sudden.
do.
Goddamn. She an
Mhm.
economist all of a sudden.
Oh, I be chilling. They be like, "I ain't gonna go." I'm like, "You already know you don't like that dude.
Thank you,
Why
bro.
are you going out with him?"
Hold on, man.
I
Let's-
thought he would look better.
Let's
on the
get
full
this shit
stomach.
started, man. We ready? Is you ready, man?
Smack, is you ready? Let's go.
I'm about to do the countdown. All right. So just go with the flow, James. Normal conversation, just like we having now. We're gonna have a great time. Let's go.
All right.
5, 4, 3. Are we good on camera?
Yeah, just he can't go that way. You can't lean on the wall.
Okay. But I'm saying, do we look good? We fit now. We good.
Yeah, this light is a little.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I got to double check with this motherfucker.
I feel you.
He just let shit fly.
time you turn
And then I found out in the edit, the shit is all
I just
wild.
want to know, is our car safe back there? Was
Oh,
that
yeah,
the security guard or something that told me go in?
Oh, I don't know what nigga told you to go in. But you
Well, I
definitely,
don't have
the
too
cars
much
are
stuff
definitely
about
safe.
you.
All right, so yeah, just know that you can't lean over
All
that
right,
way.
we gotta be good though.
Yeah.
All right,
James, you gonna
5,
zip up your
4,
you got
don't
some
want
nipple
no
hairs
cleavage?
out?
3, 2,
You want to see my valley?
1. You already know who it is, what it is, where it is.
And what it do?
Black Men and Cigar Podcast. Hey, don't get in my intro, man. Don't start with the shit up. You didn't want to say shit last time I did it. You was all quiet and he was all nervous and shit because a rich motherfucker was in
That's
there.
what I was. I was
He
a
was
thought.
nervous and shit like a little thought. So, Black Men and Cigar Podcast here. Fear Coach D'Amico's here. We're in the building.
Hey, this is Mark Anthony, your favorite HR guy, your favorite IT recruiter.
And we got the one, the only,
It might be a few.
The Justin MVP VIP, James Johnson, a.k.a. Keon. You know what I'm saying? You may have seen him vlogging around the city.
You may see him at what is it? The
Justin's.
Pouring up drinks for you.
Yeah,
right.
Your favorite bartender.
I do pour drinks
You know
for the
what I'm
Atlanta
saying?
Hawks. I am the favorite son of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
After
After the GOAT, after Muhammad Ali.
How long
The
you
only
been here?
black man
Don't
I know.
matter, I'm still a
The
son of
only
the
black
Commonwealth.
man I know who to come out of Kentucky and actually rep Kentucky and didn't go to the University of Kentucky.
That don't matter. I have several family members that went to the University of
Oh, my
Louisville
God.
and the University of Kentucky. So there.
And our guest, apparently, as you can see, James in the building. We appreciate you for showing up, James.
ATL living, Kentucky bred.
Oh man, you are such an interesting man.
Thank you
That's
indeed.
such an interesting
Last good
man.
thing out of
Appreciate
Kentucky
it.
was
You know
the
what I'm
fried chicken.
Right. Is
Yeah, and
real?
it seems like you've had a lot of it.
I'm the smallest nigga on the podcast right now. What we talking about?
You small. You
small in comparison.
Right. And
Right.
Genetically, you smaller.
I'm the smallest nigga on the podcast. James' stomach sitting on the desk.
Compliments to the Colonel.
Hey, compliments to the Colonel. All right, James. So we're gonna get right into it, man. I want to ask you a question, man.
Okay.
So at what age did Mark DM you first?
What age did he DM me first? I think it was.
Your DM. Who's letting each other DM first?
I think it was circa 2015.
we met. I wasn't even here.
When you met James?
No, actually, I met James and them from Montoya podcast.
Freaking
podcast.
group. That's what
I met James.
I didn't get that invite. I'm still waiting to get invited.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be the tools you need in there.
See, I won't be allowed.
I met him at Mental Dialogue. So,
Okay.
back when I was early on with it, so 2000, probably like 13, when I lived in Marietta. So,
This when y'all first met.
actually, this might go back further than 2013. No, it was about 12, 13.
Okay.
So.
How did you get involved with Mental Dialogue, James? You need a stand or something? You need me to sit there or something?
Well, I don't even know if I have enough memory, but we can do that.
No, I ain't got no stand. I was just bullshit.
That's what I
don't know
thought.
what you
Okay.
fuck you thought this was. Goddamn, this shit is ran by.
See, I thought they were professionals,
Government.
but apparently
This
not.
is government section.
Keon's
It ain't even
camera.
that. The government would be higher. Then we would have certified funds. Guaranteed.
Hilarious. So James, how did you? First off, when did you make the transition to go from Kentucky to Atlanta? And were you the first gay black man in Kentucky history?
What kind of shit?
What? Hold on. Is this going to cancel me? Am I canceled?
Yeah, you about to
Is that
canceled.
cancelable? Is that cancelable?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Oh, hell
How dare
no.
you?
Oh, my God.
James
So you can't
only-
even ask gay men if they gay
No,
when
he
they
only
became
50.
gay or not?
It had to be.
Is that like asking a woman's age and height and weight and shit?
I don't know. You gotta ask
Is
the expert.
Is that? He said that.
We just don't deal with foolishness, so.
You gonna let him really call you an expert on gay matters? Black men, gay matters?
He's the,
Lord have mercy. Okay, I see it's going to be that kind of party, so. Hold on one moment.
I just wanted to know about your.
Hold on, my sister
Let
gay.
me rub my African
Oh, here you
down
go.
Hold on, my
and
sister
get
gay.
rid. Whatever, it don't work like that. That's like I have a friend that's black. My best friend is black. That's what that.
No,
that's
that's
what
like
it is.
that's like I got family that went to Kentucky.
I thought we was all friends.
Indeed.
Yeah, hey, are you want to know something funny? When I used to work at CERT, I was a bodyguard, and it was this transsexual woman that had got out the car. There's a few of them that got out, and they had one had walked past. This is how gullible my goof ass was back in the day. She walked past me. She was like, "Oh, you look like one of my friends." Here go my response. "Oh, for real? Like, oh, really? From where?" She's like, I don't know. I was like, oh, you in the Facebook? Like, I'm not even in Facebook groups. Like, it's not even clicking.
We gonna give
and she's talking about a friend. But I'm thinking, like, we really know each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? And off rip, I didn't know she was a trans woman. I didn't know until, like, she started coming out.
So she
and
gave
it was,
you her ID.
well, I did definitely check IDs. You're right about that.
This nigga had a fade.
But I just didn't know till later on. Because some of the jobs are getting better and better and better.
Indeed.
You worked there when there was a lot of bots jobs. Calm down. With cement booties and
Oh,
I mean,
y'all so
it
wrong.
definitely was a combination of both. You definitely saw terrible jobs. You know, this is when a lot of trans people, trans women, you know, were still looking like track stars. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, looking like Sydney Star. You know what I'm saying? So it was a combination. It was just getting better and better. So it was just, and dudes that would be in the club didn't know.
Sydney Star is what, the Chingy, the one that was
Yeah, that lied on Chingy.
Yeah.
You know, she lied twice.
No, what happened?
She lied the second time about Eddie Winslow.
That was a lie? That didn't really happen?
She said it. She made it seem like they had an ongoing relationship.
So it don't happen once.
Well, he said it just was for that acting scene.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, Jay. So, hold on, what you think?
James got the
What
tea
you
on
think?
it.
Because
He poured up a drink for the director.
Winslow got like a wife or fiance or something like that.
That means what?
He used to be.
I don't think he met. But
he used to be with what, Superhead?
No, that was back in the day. He been divorced. But
Darius McCrary used to hang out with Rick James when he was little. So
Rick
let that be
James,
the
that's
case.
true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So
Hey,
you just
he was
don't
his
know.
mentor. That's
That
true.
That
was
don't mean
his
nothing.
mentor.
Macaulay
That's true.
Culkin used to
Really?
hang out with Michael Jackson when he was little.
Who did?
This guy.
Macaulay Culkin.
And where is he today?
Ghost. He live a life.
I'm just saying, if your uncle freaky and you hang out with your uncle all the time, you might
Yo,
be freaky.
hold on.
I'm just saying these are learned
Hold on.
traits.
You saying from experience? What we talking about?
Because my uncles were deacons in the church and all that stuff.
What that mean?
Man, I'm tired
It
of you
means a
putting your.
lot.
We know what happened with the deacons.
Hey, facts. We know
Well,
how
some
freaky
people
the
do like to
deacons be.
sneak with the deacons.
Oh, okay. Some people.
Wait,
I could do some sneak with some of the deacons in my church. But
It
that's
take
another
it
conversation.
why you
takes
go to
two to
church.
tango. You know that, right?
It do.
All right,
But there's always usually somebody that's a little more mature, more responsible, more accountable. And my point
Yeah,
is,
that's the wife at home.
my point is that we are talking about Darius McCurry,
Oh, yeah.
Jumped three
who
topics.
was mentored by Rick James.
Rick James, he was.
And Rick James did a lot of stuff, and we won't even know all the
Questionable
stuff.
stuff, that's
That he
true.
didn't even finish his book.
Damn,
He died
you're
right as he was writing his book,
You're
so
right
we
about that.
still won't know everything.
You think they're gonna release like a bio movie on him?
They should, but
Man,
they'll
that
have
would
to.
be wild.
I mean, get from other people, but yeah, I would
Yeah.
look at that. But
Yeah.
I remember this is Rick James that had that girl tied up in that house, and y'all remember that? Somebody he said did him wrong or something like that. I mean, him and another girl had her tied
And then
up.
he went to
and like a
jail
little
for
S&M,
kidnapping.
For real?
Yeah,
This is back in the 90s.
I don't even remember.
He went to jail for kidnapping.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Some girl that basically did them wrong, and him and another girl kidnapped her, tied her up, and had her in chains and all that kind of stuff. I believe doing all kinds of S&M stuff, and I mean, this is the one that changed people's name. He discovered Tina Marie. That wasn't her real name.
That wasn't her real name?
No, her real name ain't Tina. Just like Tina Tina Turner's real name ain't Tina.
I did not know that, and I didn't know he discovered Tina Marie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. But Rick James just don't
That's
get
right.
enough
I
credit for
forget
it.
I am the oldest person in here.
By far.
There you go. You said what?
By far.
By far, I am.
You did come
I
out of
got
Kentucky in the 70s, goddamn.
Again,
And it's-
respect the Commonwealth.
Hold on, what you mean? What's Commonwealth mean?
It's basically what we call our state because we are a daughter of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we have like English laws and stuff that are a little bit different than state laws.
Oh, really?
And
know that.
yeah, it's real. Basically, when the states were coming up, they gave you a choice. You could call yourself a state or a Commonwealth, and we chose Commonwealth because we came out of Virginia. So you only have like 5 states that have that: Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Commonwealth of Virginia, Commonwealth of Kentucky, and also the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's a Commonwealth?
Yep.
So, hold on. And James is also a historian. I want people to know that, too. Like, he's our street historian. Like, he knows about, he ain't certified, but
He know about a lot. He one of them niggas that know about a lot of shit for no reason. It don't have to be
a
connected.
lot
but
of history, and he know all about the pop culture, everything that happens in pop culture.
That's enough I need.
Because we be talking about on my show, on my page about the reality shows. And
Oh,
James,
yeah,
you know,
you a
I'm
thought
like,
for that.
Hey, they motherfuckers good, bro.
They are good. You done missed out, but you still capping for the wrong people.
Man, no. Here's where I get.
No, what show you been watching?
This is why I got beef with James. I've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's good.
It's good.
Thank you,
It's
bro.
good.
It's
You don't
good,
like
bro.
it?
I'm not a
He
reality.
he just got his TV fix.
Oh, well.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah,
it was
him-
broke
Mark,
for a month.
Mark don't do nothing but watch but dream about traveling and talk to 80 girls a month. That's all this motherfucker do all day.
Hey, new
every
show
day.
coming soon, baby. New series
Mark,
dropping
you need
off.
me to hook you up a TV, dude.
Bro.
Oh yeah. I got a new series about to pop off.
But hold on, I want to get back to I'd be getting mad because black men already get a bad rap on TV, and I feel a lot of black men aren't really understood in their relationships and marriages. And so I feel like the emotional component of a black man is so undervalued that when I see it displayed on TV, I feel some type of way, because I'm sitting here trying to help black men be more vulnerable, be the more premier versions of themselves. And here we go with
that ain't what they want to see.
Nah, but I'm just saying, like, it's like it always get. When I made that post about Martell, about how his wife is at, like, there has to be somebody that got to keep black women accountable as well. There has to be some voices out there to be like, aside from, I get it, there Kevin Samuels doing a great job. There's a lot of other people out there who's coming up in the manosphere, but I just feel like it's like we always the villain, and it's like there's never no cause and reaction there's never no causation to our reactions. But if we deal with a black woman or any white woman, but especially a black woman in reality TV, the causation is always the focus point, never their reaction. And then on the flip side end, it's always the result of our actions, but never the causation. They forget that women push these men to the edge too. They talk about cheating and infidelity so much, but they don't also talk about the things that can help encourage a sphere of infidelity within your relationship, a realm of infidelity to be introduced into your relationship.
Yeah, that's all nice and good, but that's not the case here. In that show, if you're looking at it, I've been looking at it for a minute.
All right, you are up a more season.
Yeah, you on season 1.
Yeah. I'm on episode 12.
And I'm not saying I know everything, because with reality television, you only get a snapshot. You only get what they want you to see and everything.
That's true.
And we don't know the behind the scenes conversations and stuff. But like I was saying to you, even when you do wrong, there's a way to do it. If you're going to cheat on your wife, number one, your side piece don't need to be calling up your wife. She don't even need to have that number.
You should have put her in check. I do agree with her.
And that's basically what was the final straw.
Yeah.
She was like, now, and then on top of that, if you're gonna cheat, you don't have an outside baby.
That's a big fact. Yeah.
So it's like
we ain't back in the olden days where you can just go
but
to the next town.
But hold on. But there's a big gap before that happened though. The big gap was, remember, he was trying to make things work, going to counseling, going to therapy, trying to change. But she was hitting him every time he tried to make a comeback.
When you piss off a woman, you're gonna have to eat a lot of crow before she's ready to do that. So you can't just say I'm sorry and everything goes back. You're gonna have to eat some crow.
But I feel that too. But at the same time, I feel like as a woman in a relationship, you should also be given a man. If you're gonna stay there, I feel you should be working your way on getting things restored as well. You can't.
She went to the counseling. She gave the man 4 children. She was pregnant. She was
sound like her. That's what she was pregnant
because she's right.
No, but
look, when the women are wrong, I call them out.
No, the hell
yes, I do.
That's why I be getting so upset with
James. When they wrong, I call them out too.
Man,
but this ain't the case.
James, every time he tried to say, look, he tried to say, hey, babe, you look so good today. I want us to work out. When he was on his hospital bed, she gonna bring up the fact that she wants space. Why this motherfucker gonna hop on the hospital bed?
Dude,
go to surgery?
They were they were on their way to being separated right then and there.
Yeah, but bro,
so if she wasn't that good, then she wouldn't even came in the operation because they was on the outs already.
How much?
So you mad at her for even coming there? She went there for the father of her children.
But she didn't show. It's just like the therapist said. The therapist man said, you can be present, you can be in a relationship or in the home or with your wife and not present.
I'll be present later on after I get over being mad at your ass.
See, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if I feel like this, if a person gonna cheat, it is wrong. But if you're gonna take a person back, that means that you both are gonna put effort to try to repair this relationship.
The fact that I'm still in the house, that's effort.
Hell no.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hell
if you talking about
she got pride, she ain't going nowhere. She like, nigga, I built this and bought this house.
And then she basically said, you know what, I'm gone. So keep on watching because she eventually does move out and get her own McMansion.
Okay. Well, she is a boss chick. I do respect that about her. She is a boss chick.
Look, like I tell people, game recognize game. Come on.
Man, all right.
Game recognize game.
So, all right, going back, I just be getting upset because me and James be going at it on my post, bro. And James, he types long dialogue.
And you do too.
Nah, here you go.
You will type a long ass post. James will come through with the history of Commonwealth of 1773.
No, for real. I'll be like, you know what, James? Fuck this shit, bro. I
lose
you
the
got
capacity
it, bro.
for
I
it.
just be like, James, you got it, bro. Because I'm like this. If you got a good point, I'm going to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know what? You're right. You got it. But when I just get triggered when I feel that black men are continually being marginalized and then we're not given the chance to show our humanity.
We do it to ourselves, though.
Again, somebody put us there. Somebody gave us that stereotype that black men are sadly falling into.
Well, we don't have to live up to it.
I mean, come on, though.
We don't have to live up to it.
What is that? What is that? And when the police set you up for something, what's that called?
Entrapment?
Yeah, this is entrapment.
Ain't no one entrap your penis.
It's entrapment.
You decide when and where you stick your penis.
But that's another
you
thing.
decide where and where.
But that's
and
another
like
thing.
I even
Black
said,
men get a bad stereotype about being cheaters. Women are surveyed to, their wives are surveyed to cheat just as much as their husbands.
well, at least they smart about not to get
what I'm
caught.
saying?
Now that's the fucked up.
Don't get caught.
See what I'm saying?
Don't get caught. Don't get caught.
Because listen, if I'm smashing your wife, of course I'm not gonna tell nobody because I want to keep smashing.
Men are.
But a chick
The
is
woman ain't
different.
gonna tell.
You crazy? That woman ain't she public as hell? His
Who?
side chick?
Which one?
Martell's side chick?
Yeah, because she ain't
Okay.
got nothing to lose. That's rule 102 in cheating. Do
Man.
not fuck with someone that
In the
does not
States.
have as much to lose as
So-
you.
in the States.
Right.
That's it.
You talking about?
That's
Man,
it.
come on, James.
No, I'm serious. I mean,
I just feel
we usually don't. Usually, because of our economics, we don't cheat like wealthy men cheat. A wealthy man cheats. He'll have a mistress and all this stuff. Have her in an apartment on the side of the city. That ain't
like
his.
Dr. Dre.
Thank you.
Facts. That's true.
So
They
you a
say
little
cheating ain't
hunt,
for the broke.
huh?
They say cheating ain't for broke folks.
Well, having a mistress ain't for broke folk.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just a pragmatist. That's all I say. I'm a pragmatist.
I'm like that too.
And
Me
even
too.
even Melanie on the show said that. She said, if you want to go and have other women, then you just need a woman that's going to go along for that. I'm not the one.
Man, women
'Cause
stay saying goofy stuff like that.
Facts.
It ain't a lot of ones.
Facts.
It is. They are.
Every
they
woman that
exist.
says she's not the one always end up being the one. Because they end up, like, it took Melody a long time to leave.
Because she did, like you just said,
Thank
she tried
you.
to work on her
So
marriage.
don't say I'm not
She
the one.
tried to work
You
on her
ain't
marriage.
And
No,
which
she
I
did.
think is right.
Working
did.
on your marriage is different than trying not to be the person that make you fail.
No, working on your marriage is 1 child, 2 child,
Right.
3 child,
That's not working on your
4
marriage.
child. Yes, it is.
Popping out kids?
Yeah. Because
Nah, hell
you're
nah.
giving him the privilege to use your body to create children.
No,
I know some women
you
cheat
are right,
one
though.
time. That's it.
Yeah, that's
right,
true.
but
That's true, too.
the ability to keep making babies don't mean that you working on your
Yeah,
marriage.
Yes,
don't
it
mean
does.
that. Hell
Really?
no. Just because you let me hit? No,
Wo-
hell
wo-
no.
Women are more emotional with their bodies than we are.
Right,
No,
so
no,
they
you
also
can-
lack.
No,
So-
I disagree with that.
Yeah,
We
because
are
you
just,
will hate a girl and will still fuck her.
I
You'll
won't.
be pissed as hell.
I won't.
Makes
Not no
me
more.
sick.
No,
Let me get.
I really, that's the problem in my relationship. It's like whenever I feel like I'm not respected, or I'm not being upheld as the man, my dick don't work.
Same
I don't
here.
believe you.
That's a
But I asked
fact.
my-
I might believe this one over here, but you know.
Damn, that's
I
what
believe
you said
hell.
to do
I
dark skin
believe
man.
you.
They
Nigga, when
just
I
make
tell
me
you,
dick
I thought my
swinging.
dick was broke when I was married. and that
Facts,
happened,
bro, because you don't like especially when you become a man that becomes mentally aware, you start to build a stronger connection with your sexual
He about
organ.
to zoom in.
All I know, and I can't reveal the names, but I remember a couple in my family that was going through like separation and divorce, and the husband told the wife, "Look, you can be mad at me all you want, you still gonna have to sex me."
Right,
That's
but
part of the requirement.
That's
But
a
it's
fact.
also different levels to these people too. Me and Miko and I, we both intellectuals, so you can't abandon the intellectual part of us and expect
Yeah.
for our functioning to be normal.
Yeah.
That's something that we need and we desire as much
Yeah.
as femininity.
Well,
and all
that's
that.
you. But I know a lot of men that be like, "I don't care."
But
You talking about
get on my
primitive
damn
men.
nerve,
Yeah,
but she fine as hell. I'm getting ready to tap it.
Well,
listen, man, and that's what we're trying to get men out of, because that they fall for that trap to see that, oh, I can have sex with a woman and not be emotionally attached to her.
Mm-hmm.
That's false. It takes emotion to get a penis aroused. You have
The emotion of horniness.
But is that or is that not an emotion? You have to
That-
be. There has to be something that is akin to a trigger in you that makes you want to say, I want to sexually engage with this
But my
person.
thing is, it's still basically horniness. We just think a little more primal and basically a little base when it comes to that, in my opinion.
I think that
And
men. I think we just get a bad rep for that.
No, we do it.
No, man. I think women. I think men want. I think men. Yeah, just want to have. I think women want to have just as much sex as men.
Yeah.
Just women are more penalized for it than men are. I think we are exactly the same in that department of emotional attachment to sex.
So do we need to start shaming men the same way we do women, and then it'll stop?
That's what social media is for. What the hell you think been happening for the last decade?
These men don't care.
That's why black men been biting and fighting back because we trying to get our ass whooped on
Yeah,
social
you
media.
be saying they be like, yeah, but I still got mine. I don't care.
See, James, that's fucked up. You can't be, first off, you can't be breaking bro code. You be breaking bro code like a
No, I ain't breaking bro code. That's
breaking
just
the
being
shit out of
real.
it.
The
We
other
all
side
know
of it, though.
it.
James, you get treated like the woman sometimes. I'm starting to get this. I'm starting to get it.
Wait a minute.
James, James be making me.
Look at me, everybody.
James be.
I'm 6 feet
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
2 something,
Mhm.
and he says, do I get treated like the woman? I would like to get treated like the woman sometimes. I would like someone to fucking give me a damn meal. I can't even get a fucking Happy Meal.
James trying to have a little spoon energy.
I can't even get a motherfucker about me a damn Happy
I
Meal.
do want to know, Jay. Like, do y'all in your community? Do y'all have the same
What, the
type
black
of
community?
melodrama?
It's worse.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think that because I see. Look at how y'all deal with each other.
It's
Y'all are
worse.
much more like polite and more
Nigga, please.
delicate. Nah, bro. I see them all. They are much more like sophisticated, bro. It's like,
That's what you think?
That's what I see.
You think there's not layers to
bro. I just
any
could-
type of micro community?
Bro, whenever a chick got a gay best friend, she usually go to him for advice.
Yes,
right?
she do.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. They usually the
'Cause
more
they-
consciously aware. So I would.
Do you know why women do that though? Because they know we don't want to fuck them. So they can basically get some more pure answers, so to speak. She ain't necessarily even going to go to her heterosexual best friend that might be straight male because he'll be like, oh, wow, that's an opening. Something ain't going. And the man think I might be able to slip in.
Yeah.
So they come to us because they like, oh, I can let my hair down. I can dress all provocative and stuff like that. And I get the best of both worlds. Like even with my female friends, they go out with me, and I get all the work of a boyfriend, none of the privileges.
Damn.
None.
Are you upset about that?
Hell yeah.
You trying to have
Okay.
hold on. You
I
trying to have the
just like
privileges,
to be
Jay?
offered
I
at
like
least.
it.
Can I at least be offered?
You just want to feel that she attracted to you.
Look,
So
You
Jay,
wanna- you
hold
wanna
on.
be
James,
desired.
are you how do you identify?
I identify as gay with some bisexual tendencies.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
so
talk
you
about
like this? I didn't know. So you a virgin?
Tendencies. I haven't had a girl since I was like 11. I was told that don't count.
Oh damn, that's
So-
some
Nigga, you
molestation
shouldn't have
type
started
shit
that.
right
That's that Kentucky shit.
Right.
They thought you was
That's
gonna
that
get sold into
Commonwealth shit.
Oh,
slavery.
that ain't Kentucky stuff. It would have been 5.
Hey,
there.
they wasn't family, was it?
Oh shit.
Next question.
Next question.
No, for real. So this is a real question. So oftentimes I do hear women say they don't want to deal. You know, women got the double-edged sword. Like I'm not gonna judge you for who you are, but I just wouldn't be with a. So how often do you hear that?
I hear that a lot. I
For
hear
real?
that a lot. I wouldn't be with a gay man. I just wouldn't. I'm like, really? Why not?
Yeah.
And how you know you not already?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Bruh, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
the thing is, that's woman's ego. Like men have
Yes.
ego, women have
I'm
an
glad
ego.
you said. Women have fragile egos too. Like,
They
believe
do.
it or not.
But you want to know what that ego mostly is? They do not want anyone to know that a gay man hit it. And I'm like, I don't understand.
Really?
That. Yes. Like I was telling one of my girlfriends about that, and she was like, I just can't compete. I'm like, compete? What do you mean compete?
Yeah.
She said, if I'm with a dude and he mess with another dude, I don't have a penis. I can't give that to him. I said, strap on, baby. Nah. She like, if he's messing with another woman, I know I can compete. I said, apparently you can't because he still cheated on you.
Well, that was, so
So-
my thing is
Cheating is cheating.
when
James
women
is terrible.
when women say certain things, I say like if they be like I wouldn't be with a bisexual man or whatever because he might be with a man. I'm like he might cheat.
Right.
That's what they always say. But I'm
And
like,
I'm
but
like,
if he cheats with a woman,
If he
then
gonna
what?
cheat on you, he gonna cheat on you.
That's
like,
what I say.
A cheater is a cheater is a cheater.
Right.
Regardless of who and what he's cheating with.
I asked a friend what it is, and he told me it's the dynamics of femininity versus masculinity.
Okay.
Because, like, I feel like it's a double standard. Like, most men I know would not have a problem being for a bisexual woman.
Oh, facts. Big
Oh, yeah,
facts.
yeah.
They be like, oh, hell yeah, especially if she lets me participate.
Facts. Big
Yeah, that's
facts.
overrated.
But most women,
Yeah, I think you about right about
shit
that. I had my
overrated as fuck.
first threesome recently, and it is kind of.
Keep trying to practice it. You'll get it
Nah,
right.
man,
No,
I
you
had
might
three.
be right, too.
I had
You might be
3 of
right,
them.
too.
That shit is.
With the same people?
Nope.
Oh, well, I don't know what's up with you.
That sound like a you problem.
Yeah, that
my
sound
God.
like
Nah,
you
if you
problem.
ask most men, that shit is exhausting.
It can be, but that's why you gotta go to the gym, get
Hey,
your ginseng.
Get that belly down, you know what I'm
get
saying?
that
Get that
belly
thing
down.
Why the fuck we acting like he the expert on this shit?
Hey,
Because
because James know a lot of
I
shit,
know a
man.
lot of stuff.
That's what we gonna chalk it
and
up to.
And I look at
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of
He
conversations.
be watching porn. Is what
James
he
just be
said.
watching everything, but
I
I feel
do.
like James is like the watchman of the community.
That's you, nigga. You
Nah.
take. I always try to figure out why you have more time than anybody else to consume me.
Because he's a cloud engineer. That's why.
Hey, you're 6 figure. Hey, you
Mhm.
talking about?
That's how
you
you
know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
See,
Mark's
that's-
makes 6 figures too, though. He a
And they ain't got no
tech
TV.
recruiter.
I got a TV, bruh. I got a TV. It ain't mounted.
Huh?
I got
Ain't
a
bought
TV.
that
And
hairline
they bought no
rejuvenation
ones
yet?
to mount
No,
it? They
hey,
don't
we
want to
here
mount
with
it.
it. You said,
Man, all right. So,
His wife took everything. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
We
can
trying
we
to
go
get
back?
together. Oh, my bad. Oh, you want to go back to it?
why you
Oh.
acting like you drank more than you drank?
Well,
This is the most I've actually drunk on the
I
podcast.
was saying
when I
it's a
smoked.
double standard
But I'm fucking with James, though. James is
because
gonna dig it back.
because like I was talking to a friend, I don't get it. I'm like, most heterosexual men would be good with a bisexual relationship with a woman, 2 women,
You think so?
but
Okay.
most women don't want that. And I asked why, and he says because the way in our society we view sexuality. He says that for a man to mess with another man, that detracts from his masculinity in the eyes of a woman.
Facts. Big facts.
But
That's a fact.
for a woman to mess with another woman, that does not detract
it's
her
just as
femininity. It makes her maybe even
Yeah,
more
more
feminine.
feminine.
And I be
That
asking
is
women like
interesting.
how
That's
they
how
was
you
talking
explain
about Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The rumors about that.
Yeah.
And one of the things they said was like a 6'11" bottom.
Well, you will be surprised.
Mark,
who
you getting
what
canceled.
likes
They
what.
gonna cancel your
that's
ass,
what
bro.
that's what
gonna be the name of the
that's
episode.
what
Are we
said in
getting
the-
canceled?
right.
Goddamn.
You'd be surprised what people like.
And
That's all
so
I'm saying.
when I had a talk with a woman about
Yeah.
it, she was like she was talking about a man being the bottom, and I was like, all right, well, what if he on the other end? And she still couldn't conceptualize it, and I was like, so it just don't matter. Don't say it like there's some. Don't say it like there is confounds around it.
Yeah.
It is what it is to you, and there's no logical justification. It's just an emotional reaction to whatever it is, and it's seen as women are more accepting of homosexuality, but there's still a line in regards to how far that goes.
Yeah, you know what's always interesting to me?
We're their pets. I'll put it like that.
Who?
Gay men. Gay
Say
men.
that again.
We're their
was
pets.
This is him holding women accountable.
We're
Let's
straight
go.
women's pets.
That is interesting.
Pet, bro.
So let
And
me
vice
ask
versa, though.
Let me
But
ask
vice
you this,
versa.
'cause
Y'all, they pets?
They are pets. Vice versa.
So you can say you got straight friends?
I'm saying that this is how some gay men, not me,
Yeah.
but some gay men love to have girls around them, especially beautiful ones.
Yeah.
There's a thing in the gay community, which I think you call it, it's not, what's it called? It's called diva worship.
Diva worship.
Diva worship. Have you noticed how many gay men are all into Beyonce?
Yeah.
How many,
Yeah.
back in my day, how many were into Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
And then a generation before me, how many are into Patti LaBelle?
Okay.
They have what I call a patron diva.
What's that mean?
It's basically like they just are super fans of these women and the businesses and things that go around them.
Oh.
So like I have one friend that's
Gotcha.
obsessed with Patti LaBelle.
Gotcha.
Has every damn cookbook she's done,
Gotcha.
every video she's
Love the
done,
patty
all that.
pies.
Yes.
So
I have another friend. I have some other friends that are into Beyonce.
Gotcha.
You say something about Beyonce, they ready
B.
to fucking
That's
fight
how
you.
Nico is.
So they like I do love Beyonce, but it's so they like glorify them in a way where it's almost like not a groupie, but in a way it's like if that's their woman version in this world.
Something like that. I don't know what it is, but then some gay men also do the same thing where they'll get like a little girlfriend or something like that. She may be homely, she may not, and they basically dress her up and stuff like that. And be like, "Ooh, girl, that looks so good on you. You need to get
Gotcha.
this. This will look fabulous on you,"
Gotcha.
and stuff like that.
Like his little doll or something.
So let me
Exactly.
ask you this. So let's go this way. Oftentimes,
Well, I did want to ask him about do he think because I seen women be like there's dudes who like to be pegged.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
are some.
They won't be with the
Nope,
like
man.
man.
Never.
You know, but it's like those women that peg their men, but it's like if you deal with it, I'd be hard. For me, it's hard to like find like what's the real issue. Because I've heard straight women say, "Oh, I don't want my man to deal with other men because they think gay men want to be like the women." You know?
Maybe not.
And they feel like the gay men kind of envy the women.
Sometimes not.
I was gonna talk about that a little bit because sometimes you see.
Mark like being paid.
No, never. Exit only.
Is that what ended the marriage? If you want to stay married to me, you gotta let me.
Yeah. You gotta let me be a bottom sometime.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Cheeks. My man.
Hey, so.
Oh shit, we going viral.
No, you.
Oh shit. I just want people to see how comfortable
they taking this
gay
shit
men,
off.
straight men, quasi men, we all can vibe and have fun and camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta
Is
be
that why you
all-
wore the pink beanie?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
What?
Pink beanie, he
First
said.
off, this is
Puce.
Look, he about to.
See, that's why you need a gay man to tell him what colors it is.
I use that with it. I'm like, baby, this is puce. Man.
Nico gonna fuck it up. This is piss.
Yeah. Sean, you got piss on your head?
All right.
It's French.
So often, like I've heard narratives like, and I've looked into this a little also, when you see flamboyant men seeming to create an image for women to follow. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what you'll
like
see is you'll see men acting hypersexual, hyper feminine. Excuse me, or not?
Okay.
They're presenting hyper feminine.
Gotcha.
And what you'll also see is women. So I've seen men with their hair laid better than women. Men with you know what I'm saying? And you see
Especially in
women
Atlanta, hell yeah.
because it used to be we always loved thick women as black people.
Yeah. Oh, that's another question.
And so what you'll see is we go from loving thick women that were natural
Yeah.
to now this whole. Now everybody got to be
bodacious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
they have the exaggeration image of a woman.
So sometimes
Women and
sometimes the narrative is, especially with black women too, because black women were the example.
Yeah.
You got black women emulating men who were emulating black women to an exaggerated level. Mm-hmm. So can you speak to that?
Well, it's like a friend of mine told me years ago, and I never thought of it this way. He says women like to read fashion magazines and stuff, and that's where a lot of them get their ideas.
Yeah.
But most fashion magazines are ran and owned by men.
Strong J.
Damn.
And a lot of those
I
men
didn't think about
are
that.
probably not heterosexual.
Damn.
So where are they getting their ideas from?
Damn.
Yeah, mind blow. So
I didn't even think about that.
that's
That's
the
real
thing.
though.
It's like
Hey, that's real. Just like
But where are their images coming from?
In TMZ and shit.
I don't know. I'm just saying that we say the women this and this, but we have to remember it's still a man's world. Most industries
True.
and everything around
I'm
this
glad you said
world
that.
are ran by
I'm glad
men.
because they forget that shit on social media. They think because they see a few broke ass bum ass dudes that they think that women are out here killing men across the board. I'm like, no. Like more women are in the workforce,
Yeah.
true. But when you talk about the wealth gap between men and women, it's not even close. Oh, not even close.
It's a little
In
inverted
every
in our
industry.
community.
Right.
That's why we think of it. In the black
I was about to
community,
say,
it's inverted.
Why do it seem like gay
But
people
that's
got
a black
more money?
American community. Because in Africa, you go over there, the wage gap between African women and African men, night and day. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Why do it seem like gay people got more money than us?
I know.
When I was little, I
Facts,
thought
bro.
well, basically,
I ain't never seen a broke gay
because I don't have a bunch of babies all over the place.
Yeah, but neither do Miko, and he, you know what I'm saying?
Miko got money.
I'm saying
You
Miko
got
ain't.
money.
Do we
Well,
Right.
I got one baby.
You got half of your
one
money.
baby. You got half of your money. So, yeah. No, but seriously, like I always used to think, oh, gay men are so smart. That's why they make money. It's like, no, we don't have children. Like right now.
But you don't come off as like flossy and flashy and stuff like that.
No, my mother was talking about that. Said I might as well be straight. I didn't get none of the good gay traits. She said you just as nasty and funky and uncoordinated as any straight man.
That's because you buy. That's what.
Maybe.
You got to buy 10.
You got to get the
Maybe.
whole gay package.
I guess so.
You got to get the
my
whole
mom,
installation.
My mom was like, you can't dance.
Damn,
you can't clean.
Damn,
you
you a
can't
sorry gay man.
dress."
I'm just like, You know that, right?
She like, what's the point of being gay?
Facts.
She like, at least if you had a woman, you would have her to help you with those things. You would have some woman up here cleaning and dressing you.
All right, you from what, Louisville?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you from Louisville, is conservative for the most part?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you moved, you were
talking about your family. You're a prideful motherfucker
Right.
about your whole family.
So can you talk about how it is to, because did you come out in Louisville?
No,
or?
this is the thing. I moved here when I was 9.
Got you,
Oh.
got
So
you.
I've lived here most of my life.
You was in there Freaknik.
But I was
Yeah.
only like 14 and my mother
He was in the back seat.
wouldn't let me go.
He was in the back seat of Uncle Carl.
I couldn't go. Shoot.
Oh, damn.
By the time I got enough to go Freaknik, it was on this last leg.
All right, you was still around when BMF was out though.
Oh yeah, but that was on their way out too. So,
Oh.
but no, seriously, Freaknik had like its height around 1994. I was 14.
Damn, 94?
That was its
I
height.
thought they. Oh, okay.
That was its
'Cause
height.
I remember last year was 97, right? 96?
It was starting to go down
Yeah.
because that's when they was putting all the restrictions on. But my sister is 7 years older than me, and I just remember my mother having to talk with her, like if you go out, you put your drink down, you don't have a drink. You don't go back.
Good.
Don't separate from the girls.
Good.
Do not go in a hotel
Damn,
with
she
no
was saying
man.
that back then? Damn.
Huh?
Like,
My mother has always been very pragmatic with us, and that's one thing I appreciate.
Yeah.
And some people are like, why your mother like that? I said, 'cause my mother's always been a G. She just kept it real. My mother didn't sugarcoat things with us. She like, if you do this, this is the consequence that will happen.
How did she grow up? Like, what was your mom's back? Because a lot of your, your concepts around things are formulated from a lot of your mom's experience. And you just reference your mom a lot, which a lot of gay men do. But I'm just playing. But what like?
I am a mama's
But
boy,
that
so
does
it's
make
all right.
me interested in, because your mom is like the OG, and I'm just curious of what made her, because she sounded like she was ahead of her time.
My mother grew up in the 70s.
Okay.
When everything was going crazy. If you talk to people who grew up in the 70s, I asked my best friend, because my best friend is even 10 years older than me. And he says, if you ask anybody about the 70s, what would they say? And I asked him, what was going on in the 70s? He said, none but drugs and fucking. That's all they were doing.
For real?
They were fucking. I asked one of my cousins, who's also older than me, because I'm like, my mom is the baby of 7, and I'm her baby. So all of my cousins are like between 14 to 20 years older than me.
And you old.
Exactly. So now they're nearing their 60s and 50s, my cousins, first cousins.
Yeah.
So, for example, like I was asking one of my cousins about the 70s and the 80s and stuff, and I'm like, man, wasn't you worried about STDs and stuff like that? He said, nah, man, it was the 80s, 70s. The worst thing you could get was the clap. You go to the
Damn.
doctor,
Damn.
get a shot, and you be right back out
Oh
there
my
with the
God.
best of them, just tearing
For
it
real?
up. And I said, well, what about the babies? I said, won't y'all worry about babies? He said, nah, man, we were the love generation of love. That was just another person come along to love.
Oh,
I talked to another
And a
friend.
nigga would leave and go to the next town.
He said, no, he said that was just someone to drop off on grandmother.
Oh,
Because
damn,
I had the
man.
last of the real grandmothers.
Okay. Hold on, what that mean? My grandma was real? What the fuck are you talking about? My
In the
grandma-
sense that when I came out, my grandmother was like in her 50s. My grandmother would keep me every other weekend.
Oh,
And
your
my
grandma
mother's
was in her
older
30s.
sisters
Yeah,
would keep
mine too. You right.
my mother's sisters are like 13 years older than her. So I had like all these damn grandmother figures. So if my
Got
mother
you.
needed a
You got
break,
a real grandma, got you.
if my mother needed a break, Mama, can you keep them? Betty, can you keep them? Barbara, can you keep them? Mother-in-law, can you keep them? Other grandmother, can you keep them? I just had all these different grandmother figures. So that's why I said I'm the last. Now in this generation,
Yeah.
these grandmothers are in the clubs
Facts.
with their
Hey,
daughters.
I'm at the age where I can mess with the mama and the daughter.
Hey,
See?
mama, daughter, and grandma.
Hey.
But I think that's what's messed up with our community now, though. We don't have that same
structure.
that we used to.
So let's talk about that,
Bro, what you
because that's
talking about? I
important
go
too.
to the juke room
And
tonight.
here's why I want to bring this up, because the accountant on Housewives of Huntsville mentioned this to Melody and Martell. He said that I think y'all are a power couple and y'all would be good for the community.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I want y'all to start thinking about the community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know a lot of women watch that, and particularly black women watch that, and was like, oh, no, that is socially inappropriate to say. And what about you? I think about yourself, girl. But that made me, as a traditional man and as a man that's just involved with the community, to think. And I told me and Mark had this discussion real late at night one time. And I was trying to get him to understand, like, we come from a background of men where they put community over self. And that created and established our stability for generations. And it wasn't until recently, you can say the late 70s or early 80s, where we became a me culture instead of a we culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, when that accountant made that statement, being in Huntsville, Alabama, you know, that to me, I love that statement because I was like, yeah, you have to think about what's best for the community, not more so just what's best for yourself. It's not like you've been abused or something. You know, it's like, you know, but so that when and I say that, you know, it's like marriage isn't an end-all be-all solution on its own, but it's the founding block of a healthy civilization, a healthy community. It has to be a staple in the community. Every community that lacks marriage is terrible. Yeah. You know, they have deep poverty, they have lowest education, highest crime rate, X, Y, and Z. Yes. But and that's one of the problems I get with on social media, and especially in reality TV realm, is they push this agenda that it's supposed to be about you being happy. Where if we all focus on us being happy, none of us would do what's responsible, what's best for others. You know, so that's my whole take. What you think about that?
I think happiness is a portion of it, and I don't think anyone should be miserable. If you're miserable, the marriage is trash. You don't need to be in there. But I think a lot of times people mix up being unhappy with being miserable. And just going by my family, I come from a long line of
miserable people.
No, not miserable. No, I mean, I have people that have been married long term in my family, and some people that couldn't be married longer than maybe 5 years. But like, I have an aunt and uncle back home in Kentucky that I think just celebrated their 40th anniversary. I have an auntie and uncle here. They're probably near their 40th anniversary. I have an auntie over in Alabama, and she was married to her husband 40 years before he died. I had another aunt here. Her husband just died like maybe 5 years ago and such. So I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. But at the same point, it's just a different era, and people don't understand. Even like with some of my aunts that were married like 40-some years ago, like I had one aunt, I mean, we don't talk about it, but women weren't even allowed to get credit cards, bank accounts, apartments in their names until like the 70s. And some of my aunts were married in the 60s. And you needed 2 incomes and stuff. It was just the culture and stuff. And it's changed. We have more options now. And there's not as much of a stigma to being divorced.
True.
So,
or having children without wedlock. Remember that used to be a term? Having kids out of wedlock?
But we also in a social culture. We're in a culture where these ideas that haven't been tested, that don't have longevity behind it, they are all concepts that we feed into. And the problem with us as African Americans feeding into it is that we never had a foundation established before we started buying into it. We never had the establishment of us, or I'm not going to say never, but our establishment didn't have longevity attached to it in America, to where we had a long period of time where we could be happily married, or not even happily married individuals creating financial stability to bring our community up.
I think all this came from liberal white women.
No, it's not them. But racism does play a part in it. I was looking at a thing that was talking about racism, why black people are where we are. We as black men are targeted. No one wants to talk about, but we're targeted. I mean, we all know the drug wars are really just a war on black people. They targeted us. They locked us up for little stupid stuff. And when you locked up, you basically are ruined. You can't do anything. I was talking to a friend that basically he had to rescue one of his sons. Basically, his son went to prison for doing something stupid, and they had a program while he was in prison. They said, we'll teach you to be a barber or HVAC or a plumber. The Republicans hate that. They basically gotten rid of those programs. But anyway, he was one of the last people that got this program. So he asked my friend, his father, well, what should I do? He said, son, every time I've had to call a plumber, I've had to pull out at least $100 to $200 out of my pocket just for a visit. Go be a plumber.
Facts.
That's one of the few things they allow you to do.
Right.
Because other things than that, he basically went out, did everything, had a support system, and this dude makes way more money than I do. He's making well more than 6 figures.
You just don't feel like dealing with shit.
No, I'm just saying that was how he got into it. And what happens is, what I was looking at the documentary, it said the reason less marriages are happening is because we're not attractive like we used to be. Economically. A woman doesn't want to marry a buster.
That's a fact.
And stuff. It's like I can do bad by myself. So the way to fix our community is to fix our men.
Facts.
You educate us, get us in higher income and things of that nature, then we'll become more attractive. We can help the women. We have a problem now because about 70% of our children are born out of wedlock. And if a child is born out of wedlock, he's more likely to have childhood poverty.
Big facts.
And if you have more childhood poverty, you're less likely to matriculate through school and things like that. So you fix the men, you almost automatically fix everything else. Because most of the women have their stuff together.
But the other part,
Most.
But let's talk about this too.
No, they don't.
Hold on, bad when I do that.
Yeah, see, because I be with him all the way to the goddamn.
That having your shit together is bullshit. Even if they do have higher rates of education,
right?
Because those educational degrees don't lead to higher paying jobs.
Facts.
A lot of times they do, or at
No,
least they do.
most black
higher than call center, but call centers are actually the ones that they have most jobs with.
And social jobs. They get all these.
What about when you start talking about men who do have their shit together, and women still find ways not to want them? They still find ways not to desire them. Because they just don't have healthy imagery of.
It's not even that. I think at that point, then a lot of us are arrogant. Like, okay, no, for real. Okay, let me give you an example.
That nigga don't let up on fall to it, bro.
Let me give you.
And that's why we be beefing on my.
But let me give you an example
right,
because I'm a church boy.
Yeah.
So at my church for several years, I worked with the singles committee.
Put Miko on.
I've worked with the singles committee, right?
What's up, lady?
So. When I worked with the singles meeting and stuff like that, having things for singles ministry and stuff like that, the women showed up. Now at my church is pretty it isn't like a super rich church, but we're middle class. So when I'm talking about the women showed up, I'm talking about women that are speech pathologists, physical therapists,
social workers,
nurses, lawyers and stuff like that. High income earners. That's what I have coming to my church.
Okay.
Some of these women are like in their 40s.
50. I was just about to say that. Pushing 50.
Some of them going towards 50s.
Don't want to have no babies.
But that don't
They
equal,
would. They just haven't found the right man.
That don't equal. Go ahead. Sorry.
So this is the issue I have.
All right. What's that?
When I invite my brothers, hey man, are you gonna come to the potluck? Gonna be any fine women there.
Exactly.
That's
now you know how you gotta lure us in. Women. You know how you gotta lure us in. You can't just tell them.
I'm like, there's gonna be some very Christ-centric, loving women.
No.
And I didn't ask you that. Are they gonna be fine?
Exactly.
Are they gonna be fine?
Gonna look like?
I said, well, there are gonna be some attractive women. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that. Are they fine? They have to be the dime piece.
No, see, that's the exaggeration.
For the men that I deal with, they have to be the dime piece.
Bro,
I'm telling you what I've seen.
Men just want to, especially men of means. You just want to attract.
Where you bring those people to my singles meeting, because I'm telling you what has happened.
I'll show
I'm telling you what has happened.
And I'm gonna go to your singles meeting.
Some of these men are very eligible too. I'm talking about computer programmers, physical therapists. What else? I had another one. Pharmacists and stuff like that. Oh. So I'm like, dude, what the issue is? But it's an imbalance. It's like
my pharmacist just cut me off.
Thanks.
They ain't that kind of pharmacist.
No, she's a pharmacist.
But what I'm trying to say is that when I have this meeting, the women come dressed to the nine because they know what's coming there, right?
Yeah.
The men come in, might be a little okay,
Sweats.
it's like that. Yeah. And wait, it'll be like 30 women professionals.
You gotta talking to the mic, Jay.
It'll be like 30 women professionals, and then I'll get like 6 men, 4 professionals, 2 still struggling trying to make it.
Shit.
So what happens is he's a man in a candy store.
Right, but hold on. But if all of these candies is black licorice,
they're not black licorice. I just told you what they
are.
are.
No, I'm not saying. Professionally, women got it. Let's be honest.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
I be seeing when we start talking about things, we
gotta break this shit down because
we got women who are I've seen it's too many women that don't got kids. That don't got they don't got kids. They invested their whole life into their profession.
Yeah.
So they can have a high profession.
Facts.
But what about the quality in terms of companionship?
Facts.
Because you'll listen to the pastor.
Facts.
You'll listen to the pastor, not read your Bible. You'll listen to the pastor and invest all of your faith into that pastor. But what about the man that's trying to lead you?
Facts.
And so now you
got so many women
fight through.
You got so many women who don't know how or aren't even highly interested in being good partners. They just rather have that look. They got their degree, they got their little foreign Benz, little foreign car outside. They got skyrocket amount of debt. Mm-hmm. They got terrible fucking spending habits. They spend like NBA players. And then on top of that, when you sit here and try to go out with them or even have a conversation, everything is all around them. They're not being intrusive enough to ask you questions about you, yourself, your childhood, where you come from, what are your interests, what are your goals. Again, they're not trying to participate as being a partner. It's all on them. It's like in their world, it's like I'm the prize. And I'm the prize only.
That's the society we have, and that's how you heterosexual people have created
but
it.
That's not. Again,
but that's how y'all done it.
That makes for a great side chick.
But that's how
a great fun chick, but don't make for a wife.
But that's how basically heterosexual courtship goes, and how you guys have mostly created. But seriously, okay, like with my dad, when my dad divorced my mom, I was talking to him, and when I basically came, man, and moved out, he let me stay from there. He like, okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time, but you need to get out because you messing up my game. I'm like, what you talking about? He said, dude, before you moved in here, I had doctors, surgeons, lawyers, teachers coming up here cooking and cleaning for me. I'm like, why they can't come clean for both of us? He said, it don't work like that, man.
Facts.
And I said, but Dad, you're just a little mechanic for Marta. Why are they trying to date you? He said they just want a man, son.
That's a fact.
They just want a man.
That's a fact.
But that's my point.
But hold on,
Wait, your dad live here?
Hold on. First off,
he's married now.
Bro,
he's married now.
His dad was back in the 80s,
no,
bro.
that wasn't back in the 80s. This was back in the aughts. This was back in the 2000s.
Bro, your dad was like 40 and 50 back then.
He was older than that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's a different guy.
And still got him a woman.
But that's a different. Women that are 50 and up, they come from a different generation, different time period of interacting with men.
And it's a different reconciliation process that's facing you. It's a different reconciliation process they in, because after a certain time, you got to let go of this idea of kids. You also got to dismantle your ideas about what you feel like you need.
Yep.
You get to that point where you torn the fuck down.
Women around his father's age, they just happy to have a motherfucker that can walk and breathe and eat on this arm. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about our generation. We talking about our
your generation have it too, because I have a girlfriend right now, and she's always telling me, "Why can't I find a man?"
What she look like?
Yeah,
I'll show you a picture.
And then
I'll show you
not
a
only
picture
that,
afterwards.
but how is she like? People's desires don't match their output. So when we having these discussions, Miko and I, we talking about people who want great results but are very average in a lot of other things, except for work. I want the woman who gonna put all that goddamn energy into that degree, all that energy into that work. Put that same effort. Study about relationships. Study about marriage. Study men.
80-20. You ain't
no.
You sound like listen.
That 20%.
You know what's so fucking funny? And that's the thing. Men are steady, especially accomplished men. We are steady told to lower what we want. Consistently, always told, well, maybe she ain't gonna be this. I'm like, well, damn, why the fuck am I busting my ass to become exceptional if I just gotta only my best options are gonna always be average?
So James, look,
if you're lowering from 100 down to 80. Versus you being a buster and getting from 50 and lower, so you be the best you can, because you still the numbers are in your favor.
But James, no. Want me to tell you, because women play that game too.
Yeah,
they be like,
bro.
Oh, you live in Atlanta, it's like 40-1. Cool. It's 40-1 because
you don't like to smash.
No, I ain't smashed since October, bro.
He ain't smashed.
What's going on?
Because I'm not.
He ain't found the man of his dreams.
I've gotten to a point where my mind, it's connected. My dick and my mind is connected.
So you found Jesus?
I mean,
actually, that's an interesting conversation.
I'm just saying, like,
we
did talk about
when my church opens back up.
Well, I was gonna go to church and try to find me a Christian. I'm even in a Christian group now to try to find a wife,
gullible woman.
Good. But I'm ready for that next phase in my life. So I'm done fucking around, and like, you can only smash but so many baddies. Or you have so fun. So I ain't had so sex in that long because I've just been trying to, like, I don't get turned on no more just by the frivolous fun. I need a woman that's connected, that's trying to get into me, that's interested.
He's selling this for real.
Interesting. I'm just telling the truth.
Nah, he been on a different wave lately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that.
All right, well, it's coming in that case.
But the other part,
think I'm a goddamn player.
The other part too is.
Well, dark skin is in right now.
The other part too is, man, it's almost like you gotta beg women to invest in you in the way that you care about, because at least, if nothing else. If a man said today, I'm going to go from being ain't shit to going to get a quality woman that I want and she want me, a man could do that. If he wanted to, like, I think men are trained to understand at least a portion of the desires of women.
Yeah.
Women reduce men to fucking and eating.
That's it, bro.
And so when you start saying, hey, man, men got some depth to us.
I mean, that is a great starting point.
That's why James be cooking. He's just
And it still ain't fucking work. Still ain't work.
leaving
Still
with
ain't
full
got no
bellies.
work.
You gotta lick the gooch.
Still ain't coming over.
But when we start talking about women who can simply conceptualize everything, you can do open heart surgery, but you can't understand men.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you got men like me, Miko, and we are not too.
And we ain't the only one. We got bros too who are doing real well, and we had the same conversation.
Men are the leaders, and I'm telling you, get the right woman, and you show
Right.
yourself
You
lead, she's usually going
Man,
to
you
follow.
got women who don't. Men are it's
woman don't think
established.
she the right
Listen,
woman?
established
They
men.
all do that. They all think they're the
Established
right
men
one.
typically want very traditional women,
Yeah, bro, for real.
and these
I was
women.
just arguing with him. That's gone. You missed it.
Right.
You missed it.
Right.
You was born,
So
you
now I gotta
20
date a
years
50-year-old.
You was born 20
But
years
look,
too late.
but it's because
Oh,
women
yeah.
also don't give a fuck about. We feel like they don't give a fuck about us. Their
No.
desire is to have a man, but they truly don't give a fuck about us because if I'm willing to listen to you, go to
Yeah.
therapy, get myself right for you, and then really and truly, a lot of this is for women. You doing all of that for women who slight you, who tell you you still not doing enough, you still like it's like nah. Where's the partnership? Where's the balance? Where you got a person like me, all right, she don't cook, cool, I cook.
Yeah, he would.
Like I cook.
What, hamburger helper?
No,
No,
I cook maybe four. That's where you going first.
Mark,
That
your
dip is
your
fine.
recipe has 2 steps: shake and bake.
First of all, you gotta update your joke because nobody use shaking.
Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
like spam.
I'm sorry. Let me give it to you 2000 version. Heat and serve.
There we go. Yeah. But no,
and serve.
but no, like I find myself having. I will tell a woman everything she needs to know.
Right.
I'd be like, look, I'm high on affection. I need some intellectual conversation.
Dang, that shit crazy.
I'm gonna plan a good date for you. I'm gonna be the leader of the household. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. And they still don't get it.
Bro, think of like somebody having all the traditional aspects that you loved about your grandfather, on top of all the things that you appreciate about a modern man in one. Like that's what a lot of these modern men are presenting to women. But I'm finding what these men are having trouble with is running into quality. And the quality is these men just want something that's comparable in return from performance-wise from these women.
You can get it, but you do have to work on it because you have to teach people how to love you and vice versa.
No, but women are valuing themselves like men. And it's taking a lot of the femininity out.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Now that is true because even like the friend I was talking about, when she says, I don't understand, she says, I have my own job. I have this.
the first thing you hear.
And then I tell her, I said, baby, I'm like,
Everybody
that's
got-
not what men care about.
That ain't nothing but some shit a bum ass dude.
They
cares
buying
about.
That's
into
what
the
I told
hype.
her.
They
I
got-
said,
they don't cook,
and she
they
said,
don't
what they
clean.
care about, but this where Miko gonna get mad about me. I'm like, they want to know if you can fuck and if you got good head
what I'm talking about?
and if you're gonna be a good mother
See,
to their
how-
child.
You see how
And the other stuff,
stuff
you say is a bonus.
Boy, you think we such a primate type motherfucker?
For an
bro.
established
That's-
man, I just need
I
to
mean,
know
you
that
ain't
you're not
saying
going
that-
to
Well, her
You
dating
think-
pool is still a little bit lower. She's a little bit younger than you guys, maybe around that.
But she
So
need to
was-
be dating.
Yeah.
older.
So like I told her, I said men don't usually start thinking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
mature that until we get like 35, maybe
well,
40.
30, I would say 31, maybe.
31.
Yeah, I would say
Cause I
31.
told her, I said just wait. But now
Yeah.
she's like, but they all have children. I said, well,
That's true. I'm running into that too. A lot of old women, 30 plus, don't want to have no more kids.
I'm
No,
having
they don't.
I'm having fun. I done switched my little filters to no kids.
No
they
kids.
love me. They love me.
they love you now.
I think I done fucked up being responsible. That's the thing. That's the part. That's the sad part. Nobody tells you about that shit. They
Nah,
tell you as a
you-
kid,
Miko-
don't do X, Y, Z, but they don't tell you
No,
the
Miko
consequences
put this
of being
pressure on
all
himself
My
like
responsible.
dad told me.
No, women.
Thank you.
Miko put this pressure on himself like women do.
What?
Like, oh, I'm 30. I just need. What's wrong? I can't find a good woman. I just want kids. Miko be having baby fever. Like Miko putting this pressure like he got a biological clock.
Well,
Like his womb gonna stop
Nah,
working.
dang.
well, he don't want to have no child, no 60. he only gets
Right.
he only gets to play football from one
you
time,
know
and then
what
he
I'm
gets
He
to
wasn't that good
die.
anyway.
And James, Mark don't understand. Me and Mark definitely did whole chasing together, but I did a whole. I had my own house
Mm-hmm.
while he was still in college.
Mm.
I was hoe chasing like a mother. And even when he was married, I was still doing my thizzle. So it's like I got to a point, I don't have kids. I did everything in the background I need to do. Now I feel like I'm in a place I'm ready to take on the next phase of life, which for me is building a family. See, he already got a kids and did the whole family thing.
But Miko didn't want to. Miko is just like a woman where he was like, "I'm done hoeing. Let me flip a switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Not let me transition
That's
into
true.
it. I'm gonna
And
flip
now
the
you
switch.
gotta
I'm
pay
ready
for
to date."
You gotta pay for what you didn't pass.
Right.
Spiritually, that is.
That ain't fair, goddamn.
Yes, it is.
All right,
You
so
gotta pay for
let's
what you did.
pivot back because we can talk about us all day.
Yeah.
So James, you be posting these posts like a single black woman,
Yes, you do.
I do.
and this is why you don't be taking up for men. Well, who hurt you, sis?
Yeah. Who the fuck hurt
Who
you?
hurt
broke
you?
your heart?
Who hurt you,
You know
James?
what? There's something I've never
Who
known
hurt
about
me?
James, tell me a goddamn
Oh,
heartbreak story that you. What's your last? Have you ever been in a real serious relationship?
Oh, you are here for the street.
Damn, boy.
Them streets might be
I'm a
different.
street
Them
nigga,
streets
dog.
might be
I'm
painted
a
different
thug.
colors, James. You might be on 10th
I
and
haven't really had
Piedmont.
a serious relationship. The longest one I think I've had was about a year to 6 months, and I've only had like 2 relationships in my entire life.
What? So it's you.
It might be.
So-
At this point, I'm willing to
James,
concede
what
it's
the
me.
fuck is you? What is it?
I'm probably just as picky as you are.
Oh, man.
You can. But
I don't necessarily want what I attract.
What you
So,
attract?
I attract feminine men and feminine women,
You want a masculine man?
I want a masculine
James,
man.
you look
You-
like a goddamn linebacker.
and
bro.
that's
You
what
gotta
everyone tells
goddamn-
me. So they don't want to holler at me.
So you
And
need
they
to
like-
be.
What you
But
want?
they want
Bigger than
petite.
you?
They want petite men.
The men I'm attracted to tend to want smaller men.
Cause they
So
ain't
what
about to
would
be
your
out here
i-
like
what would
Eddie
your-
Winslow.
What would
and-
your ideal type of man be?
My ideal type of man would be a black man, preferably dark skinned. I told you dark skin's in right now.
Hey, we
in.
popping. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. We had it for the 80s. I'm gonna let y'all have it for maybe one more decade.
Hey, man,
But
we
do not
ain't never
throw.
letting
But
the
do
throne
not
go.
throw away
We
your
never
Elder
letting the-
Barge posters.
Nah,
We
yeah,
coming
y'all
back.
gone. We ain't never
coming
letting.
back.
We ain't never letting the throne go. Dark skin
James,
men
you was
forever.
not no Elder Barge.
And what are you?
Shoot, I'm the paper bag.
What are you?
Yeah, he said like he was Elder Barge. No, nigga.
Oh, y'all about the same. Well, James is lighter than you.
Right, he is. But I'm letting him know that he not that light.
Well,
Well,
You
I'm
said
not that
James
light.
Bond.
I'm just saying, though, back when I was growing up
Yeah.
in the early 80s,
Yeah.
those were the people. It was
Oh, he was
Prince,
light.
Elder Barge,
Pretty boys.
and the lighter skinned version of Michael Jackson.
The fuck?
The later Michael.
Yeah, the later Michael.
lightest
No,
in the
let's
80s.
not deviate too much, James.
Hold on,
What's-
so you said dark skin. You said
I said dark skinned, masculine, educated,
How tall are you, James?
accomplished, 6
6'1".
feet.
6 feet?
6 feet even.
You want a taller man?
No,
You want like
I just want a massive man. I don't even necessarily want bigger than me.
okay.
Nice body.
He
What
said
else?
that 2 times.
He sound like a woman.
Kinda
It's
been
important.
superficial as
It's,
fuck.
well, I'm a man.
He sound like a woman.
Just cause I like something different than what you like, I'm still a man. I still have a man's
That's fair.
mindset.
That's fair. That's fair. All right,
And
so
like I told people,
you said education.
and able to carry his own, and
So stable.
and that's about it. Like I'll be
Is
crude.
that hard to ask for?
It is.
All right, hold
It
on.
is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how handsome does he have to be?
Yeah.
8 to 9.
Oh, James, you tripping, bro.
I think
Even-
I think I'm an 8 to 9.
James
myself.
want a fine
But that's
fit
what
man.
I'm saying, bro. Even me, I know, like, I'll wife a chick that's like a good 6.
No, hold on. Miko, what do you think you are?
Me, I'm a 10. Man. Damn, who, what?
Are you
I
sure
mean, I
you're
gotta-
not gay? Because
I
that
gotta-
sounded
I
so
gotta-
gay.
I gotta- listen, I'm working on dropping about 60 right now. You know, I'm about
This
15
is
right
the
now.
secret in Atlanta. I tell
I'm about-
people why gay men in Atlanta cannot date.
Why?
Because every gay man in Atlanta thinks he is a 10 and he's looking for a 12 or a 13.
Nah, I ain't looking. I'm looking for a 6.
I don't believe
It's got to
that.
be a good ass 6.
That's
No,
you,
no,
but I'm
I
talking
don't
about
believe
gay
that,
men.
Miko.
I said gay men.
I don't believe that. You ain't looking for no damn
He ain't
6.
looking for no 6. Let's
I'll show
body
Miko.
right now.
I'll show
Now, he
Miko.
said that because their bodies be crazy. Their bodies got to, you know.
No, your body can make you can have no face. You can have a blank face. And
What
if
you
you
think
got
I'm looking for?
you looking for at least an 8.5.
You are.
That's
Because
not
all
even
men
true.
are. Because all men are.
But that's not true, I don't think.
Yes,
If
you
it
are,
wasn't, you
because
would
if you
already been
want
married.
if you want a 6 that's stacked, she ain't no 6 no
She
more.
ain't got to be.
You would have already been married.
She don't got to give.
You want a 6 face with a 10 body. She
Hey.
8.5, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. Y'all got to give me something. All right, I'll take this. I'll take a 8 in the face with a with a 7 body.
No. What's a 7 body?
A 7 body like a She ain't gotta have no.
She built a little bit. No, she built a little better than me if she a 7.
She just gotta have like at least D cup titties. That's
D cup.
Yeah, D cup titties.
You want to come home with me to Kentucky? Because that's all the women in my family.
I love Miss
I don't think we have anything.
Nah, you can show pictures first. Ain't nobody taking no dummy mission.
Okay.
Facts.
I'll show you.
I ain't never seen. Now I've seen sexy women come out of Arkansas. I ain't never seen none sexy come out of Kentucky.
Because you ain't been paying attention.
Miko try to act like he modest. His threshold is high as hell.
I don't know why y'all think that.
Because I'll show you an average. I'll show Miko an average woman.
As a matter of fact, you want to know something that was really funny? I had to speak with my sister when I got back home in Kentucky because the Miko had Facebook friend her.
I did?
And yes. And I said, why are you Facebook friends with him? And she said, I don't know, just so I said, get rid of him now.
Hold on, what?
I made her get rid of you.
Show me what's her Facebook?
I'll do it afterwards.
Hey, so let's
because my sister is gorgeous. My sister is
and she said, I sent her a Facebook question?
Wait, but ain't your sister 14 years older than you?
My sister's 7 years older than me.
Okay.
Hold on, and I sent her a request?
Yeah. I know my sister, she didn't send you one.
Oh, no, you'd be highly surprised with
no, but I know my sister. Now, some other woman maybe, but I know my sister.
All right, let's because we getting off.
All right, go ahead, my bad.
All right, so we ain't going to be here too much longer, but we let's get into some of these meat and potatoes. Pause. So, one of the questions I do have is, oftentimes even societally, we lump in everybody, LGBTQ plus. My sister says she don't really subscribe to all the letters. Mm-hmm. And what people don't often know is there is, though it's marketed as a community, there's still subcategories and ideologies. Would you want to speak on that? Like I know,
like as far as
like,
is there a different category?
There's different categories. Everything, even with heterosexual black men. You have your geeks, you have your jocks, you have your professionals, and so like.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, so like, issues in the community. I had a roommate and he was gay, and he was an old white guy and he was with an old black guy. Yeah. And I was like, we was having an open dialogue, and I was like, what's the bigger issue? Is it the bigger issue that you gay, or is that you dating a black man? And he was like, the bigger issue is that I'm dating a black man, and he was like, it's people within my community that that are still racist. Yeah. And then also, it's times where like trans individuals aren't always accepted by gay women or gay men or bisexuals or whatnot. And then I'm talking about it.
So what's the issue?
I was a little bit of an activist when I first came out in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh, Magic.
Huh?
He said with Magic.
With Magic, yeah, around that time, because I remember when Magic came out, but I was still around 14. What was that, 94? But basically, at that time, the community was starting to do more what you call congealment. Because when I came out...
Miko didn't go to college. Can you...
Yeah, I don't know
congealment,
I don't know what that means.
Just like jail.
Oh, okay.
Congeal the salad. So it started to congeal because... When I came out, it was like gay and lesbian. And then there was like some big meeting somewhere, and they was having debates if they should allow the trans community to come into the community. And some people, there was meetings over that back around the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's fucked up, yeah.
Well, the thing is, trans people are not homosexual, and people always get that mixed up. So they have different issues.
They're not homosexual.
That's why they call it LGBT because LGBTQII and all this other stuff. Because everybody has their own way of how they view it, and you always have these little levels of gray and stuff. Like a transgender person can be homosexual, but a lot of them are actually heterosexual.
Like Kylie Jenner's dad.
Bruce?
Exactly.
I mean, not Bruce.
Bruce claims he's heterosexual. He claims he's still... Caitlyn claims that she is still attracted to women, regardless of what her body looks like.
Oh, damn. I thought because Caitlyn identified as a woman, heterosexual would mean she's attracted to men.
Mm-mm.
Damn, that shit blown.
Yeah, that's my point.
She's attracted to women still.
But then I do remember seeing her go out on a date with a black man. So then I was like, well, are you exploring?
Young boy then.
Are you exploring or what? Because sexuality has a lot of nuances to it that a lot of people just aren't comfortable with.
I tell people that too. It's like one of our great friends, what's her face? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. From Mental Dollar, who me and you both know, we both cool with.
I'm not going to mention no names.
No, all right. No, I brought her name up because she's the one that taught me about sexual fluidity.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
we can say her name, Treese.
Yeah, Treese. Love Treese.
Don't say that name no more.
Treese always has to educate you.
Yeah, she does. Treese has educated me.
I don't say that name no more.
Why not? Hilarious. Hilarious.
That's because you didn't listen and didn't get educated.
Facts. You maybe been around Treese more. You would have kept the original Treese.
Treese my big sister. So.
I love. Listen, you don't understand. I love Treese for real. Like a lot of people don't know how close we are behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Me and her don't even talk a lot, but I think so much of my growth to that woman. Mm-hmm. Like that woman, she drilled it in me to become a learned man, a practical science, learning as man. Mm-hmm. I love that girl, but woman.
And she makes cute babies.
She does have some good looking ass fucking kids, bro.
She makes cute babies.
She makes some good looking ass kids.
I asked her because she make one for me.
Hey, man, I
need to see. Miko done been over to the house for dinner.
Well, she told me never to tell nobody that. So I'm not.
I already know because he came ate up half of my food and then left and still ate some.
Hey, man,
you used to that, Jay.
Good meal, man. Good meal. Right.
Go ahead.
But I was saying that to say that fluidity, like that's why, like I don't trip off of men who like to be pegged and stuff like that, Mark. You know, when y'all like to do y'all thing.
Wait, what?
Like,
some men do like to be
No. His verbiage.
He said he don't trip off of it
I don't trip
anymore.
off
No, he disrespectful.
I don't
get. First of all, I don't get pegged. Never have in my life.
You never tried it?
No. You the only nigga that be lifting your legs up.
How you know you don't like it?
I didn't. Because you can't like something that you never participate in.
So you don't know you like it.
I don't know if I like it or dislike it, but I know I'm not trying it. It's not a comfort zone that I got space for exploration. Pass. Next question. Go ahead.
But get some Beyonce.
Miko be
Beyonce peg.
Just because Miko be like this over the guy.
No, I do love a great rim job. That's I love a great.
That's the entry point.
Gabriel Union brought that to the fore.
I know women who dealt with me know that that's the only thing I love.
Now you know Miko don't watch right.
I definitely.
So he dealing with brave.
Oh, y'all ain't getting ready to do peg because y'all ain't strong enough. So there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that.
I'll agree with that. Go ahead.
You ain't strong enough. That's something you have to practice.
I ain't challenging a nigga on my asshole
strip.
strip.
You ain't strong enough.
Pass.
You ain't strong enough.
Pass.
The peg challenge. Are you gonna accept it?
Nope. Pass.
No, but even one of my girlfriends told me that she said gay men are the strongest men in the world. I said, why you saying that? She said, my boyfriend wanted to do that to me one time and it hurt so bad. She said, never again. She said, I can't believe y'all do that for pleasure. You can't tell me a gay man's a sissy if he's able to do that.
Now, a woman told me that I don't have anal peen, so certain women, they just got to be built for that type of stuff and to be able to find pleasure in it. Because all buttholes ain't built equal.
Not built the same. Yeah.
So like men having, and I want black men especially to be comfortable like knowing that there's a spectrum. There's no such thing as, because you like experimenting these certain things with a woman that you're this type of way. It's like, nah, you just like what you like.
You like what you like, and that's between you and your partner behind closed doors.
Even, I met a chick who told me her fantasy is to have a threesome with her dude, and a transsexual woman.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
You know what I'm saying?
So
and it's like
titties and dick or what?
Yep, that's what that is. Huh? Transgender woman.
No. I'm saying
he's asking anatomically. That would be a person.
No, I know what it is. No, I'm not saying.
But
I'm saying
explaining it to him.
What's the purpose of the fantasy as opposed to two women or?
I mean, you like what you like.
You like.
No, I get it.
Yeah, that's
you asked what the purpose. I'm like, you like what you like.
That doesn't always. That's the thing about a spectrum. It isn't always black and white. It isn't always clear. It's just variations.
And with sex, it's so different. Like that's one of the first things white people will say. I slept with all kinds of black people. That doesn't mean you're not a racist. You just like black dick.
I'm glad you said that because I made a post on FetLife. I was like,
FetLife.
Yeah, I was like, just because I'm sorry, because I got tired of these white women only using us as black bulls And then,
but you still want white women.
But in the corporate life or outside,
don't mean he want to marry one.
Facts. That's a
When
me and James there, we there. But when we at odds, goddamn.
He trying to use them like they use him.
No, I'm just no.
We're gonna be used and we're gonna have a fun time. And
fantastic.
You're gonna go.
Are y'all friends on FitLife?
Huh?
No. First off,
Hey man, is there a group I'm missing out on? Now, see, even though I'm gay, I do like to watch. I could be somewhere. I could be over in the little corner and everything. I could.
You are the corner, goddamn it. You know.
I'll be over in the corner.
I want you to answer this defining question.
Okay.
As a gay man, can you be around men and know if a dude, or are there telltale signs or usual signs that a straight dude might be with the?
Yeah, but don't ask me. My gaydar is so bad.
Mine too.
It's probably how you feel.
I didn't know you were gay when I first met you.
That's good.
That's
why I like it.
I did.
How'd you know?
But when you sitting there and you like when you just sitting there, it's like, all right, he's just cause you stand like this though.
You definitely come off like a Jeffrey.
But right, you come off as pretentious first.
Pretentious than the motherfucker.
And then like, cause at mental dialogue be like 2 hours, something like that, and then you just start seeing everything change. You see the breakdown.
He said the man.
It's like when
dripping off.
It's like when a woman take that bra off and she be like, oh.
James get the wrong amount.
And then over time,
James come off like a rich bitch nigga.
When James get comfortable, he get comfortable too.
A rich ass uncle.
I'm from Atlanta. Fake it till you make
it. So you from Atlanta now?
I've lived here most of my life. I can claim both.
That's
that duality.
So what?
I claim Louisville, Kentucky, where I was born, where my family from, but I also claim Atlanta.
Let's go way back into the conversation.
Okay.
How difficult would it be for people who don't live in Atlanta or progressive cities, sexually at least?
Well, it just depends. The society has just changed even since I was little. Like, one of my best friends is 10 years older than me, and then when I tell him stuff, he says, you just don't know what you do for me, James, the way you talk and stuff. He says, because when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, gay was the worst thing you could be in the black community. It was the worst thing. He's like, I saw a guy when I was like only 10-some years old being chased by a group of other men. They wanted to beat him up. They chased him in a tree. And he said, I was 10 years old. Only thing I could do was just scream like, stop, stop, stop. But that's the thing. People that have a problem with homosexuality, usually it's something in themselves. He said later on, same dude, there was the ringleader came back and hit on me.
What?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I'm like, real straight men don't care.
Facts.
They don't want to know anything about gay people. They don't want to know about the mechanics like that. It's like, whatever, man, you do you.
Yeah.
If you that obsessed and that concerned about what I do in my bedroom, that's probably a little something else. Usually,
I agree to that.
Yeah.
What about the
like
ones
people
that hide
on the diet
behind?
that get mad when they see you eating a piece of cake?
Wait, how you eat? You eat cake different?
No, I'm just saying. Have you seen people that are on the diet and you can't eat nothing around them?
James, you eat cake different?
What you say about straight men who be detail oriented about what gay men?
That's what I was about to say. I was just gonna let that go. But no, I'm serious. When you are restricted from something,
I get what you're saying.
and you see other people indulge in what you can't do, that's when you get mad. Like,
do you think that also happens when people hide behind a veil of religion?
Yeah, for real. Because like that's what thing my friend was telling me. He said, I'd be like, people in the church say you ain't supposed to do this and do that, and that's because they holy and stuff. He said, that ain't that, man. He said, that's because they can't get that leg up high anymore, and they don't want you to. The old people in church done did everything they were big and bad enough to do. Now they old and decrepit. They like, I might not be here much longer. I need to get ready with the Lord, and now they don't want you to experience any life.
So what can we do? Like, because there seems to be this big-ass wall between the socialization of outwardly heterosexual men, gay men, and then people that identify as hetero men.
Good luck, because the thing is, I have privilege, like intersectionality, because you men just said, I come across as straight. So most
30
men,
seconds. 30 seconds max.
That 30 seconds was enough to get me invited here, so there. I'm up in here, so it must have worked.
Facts.
But seriously.
No, you can't say facts to that.
But seriously, what I'm saying is that I am not what people consider stereotypically gay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dress in loud colors. I don't snap my fingers.
You're the first gay man I ever seen with African medallion.
I'm all about the motherland.
I swear, you the first.
Not only that, and I got it with the Lion of Judah. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
Yeah, because
This
Christianity is from
Israelite-
Africa. That's right.
Yeah.
Don't forget. But my point is,
Tanzania.
I get straight privilege. So I'm allowed in some spaces that some other gay men are not. Because you have me in here, and you don't have someone going like, girl, please, girl,
That's
sis.
true. That's true.
So
That's true.
that's the thing. And like I always tell people, it's not necessarily an issue of acceptance and tolerance, or it is. Like I tell people, I'm tolerated. And there's a difference. Just like white people tolerate black people. It's a difference between acceptance and tolerance. Even in my church, I already know I'm tolerated. And most of them know I'm gay.
Because you tithe often?
No, that's not even it. Because I have straight privilege. I confirm. I conform.
This way.
I conform. So my thing is like
More.
at my church. Well, I've been here the whole time, so I must have never.
No. You keep leaning that way.
I'm just trying to be.
Well, my thing is, for instance, like people always say, "How you think they would go at your church if you did this and this?" I said, "They already know I'm gay." I said, "But I've never brought a boyfriend.
Damn,
I've
for
never.
real?
No, well, take that back. I brought maybe 1 or 2, but they've only came 1 or 2 times."
Gotcha.
But I'm like, what would happen if I went to my church every Sabbath? I'm a 7-day Adventist, and I had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend sitting next to me every Sabbath, and I was sitting with my boyfriend like this. That tolerance would probably be like,
true.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
but as long as I'm basically like a eunuch,
Yeah.
like we don't, well, he says he's gay. We've never seen him
Is
kiss
that-
a guy.
As long as you're more conforming,
Yeah.
it's more
Exactly.
palatable for
Is
them.
that fair? Does that feel comfortable? Like, what is?
I've gotten used to it, but some of my friends that are more militant gay, they're like, oh, hell no, you shouldn't even go in there. Why would you even go there, blah, blah, blah. And like I tell them, I said, like it or not, we're the minority. I said it's less than 2 to 5% of the population that's openly gay. Some people say it's probably 10% of population is gay, but most of them are closeted. So there's only about 2 to 3% of us that are willing to come out and say. And I'm not saying that's not insignificant, because I'm good at statistics. Like only 2% of the population is Jewish. To give it in context,
Gotcha.
It's like if you know someone Jewish, then you know someone gay.
Right.
So that's the thing. So it's like saying, how do we bridge the gap? With me, yeah, I'm invited to the barbecue because most dudes know he ain't going to try to hit on me.
Wait, do you play spades?
No, I
No,
don't.
you ain't invited to mine.
He
Okay.
been in your house multiple times.
But seriously, like
Man,
I
I've been
remember
in your house before. I was there when he was at your
No,
crib.
you said, how many times you been in the crib?
about 2 or 3.
Thank you. See, this goof fam.
No, I knew he came before, but I
He
just don't.
He was at the table when y'all was playing spades.
No, he
I
wasn't.
probably was sitting there. I
Yeah,
wasn't
sitting there.
playing.
You wasn't playing, but he was watching.
I grew up in a church. Grandma said Christians don't play cards, but that's another thing. But seriously, so
This motherfucker is the gay Shannon Sharp, bro. I swear to God.
no, I'm serious though. But for real, I was talking about the privilege. Like I remember this one dude I used to work with, and he couldn't stand me, but his girlfriend and me were like this, right? And
You be stealing men girl on the low.
I do because they want me. The gay women love gay.
Jay
men.
about to be the plug on it.
But this is what he told her.
Yeah.
He like, I can't stand that Fruity Pebbles MF. And then this was like in 2001. But she's like, but I hang out with him and stuff like that. He's like, oh yeah, I like that. It's like, well, why you like that? Because even though he Fruity Pebble, he looked like a real man. So I know as long as you out with him, ain't no dudes going to step to you. And that's the truth. Whenever I go out with my female friends, they always think I'm the husband or the boyfriend.
Why do chicks do that and then expect us to holler? Like, you with this goddamn
and that's why I tell them.
stoic ass man on there?
They be like, that's what my friend be like. She like, ain't no one talking to me. I said, look who you standing next
Facts, yo. Come on, yo. Facts.
So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like they want to hang around me because they're like, well, I feel so protected. You with him and stuff like that. But then at the same point, other dudes ain't going to talk.
Facts.
I've even been with someone like, oh, it's all right, dude. You can talk. Yeah, I'm gay. Yeah.
So I know if I'm in a certain place, like let's say I'm the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
I hated being the token black guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was, people feel more comfortable making black jokes or using black lingo and stuff like that. How uncomfortable are you with it? And
You
how
look like Talib Kweli.
that's not a quintessential black. You blacker than black, so you don't understand. They'll
Shaka Zulu.
They'll throw way.
Man,
They'll call you.
man.
They'll call you every dark skinned nigga in the book.
But
But so when it comes down to it, how uncomfortable are you with it? What?
You know what? I'm weird like that, so don't use me as the
So
thing.
no gaydar and you weird like that.
Well, for instance,
We should have brought another gay person.
maybe.
Right, we should have got a real.
You should have solicited
you
the
probably
help.
should have, because my thing is, for one thing, I don't even get offended that easily. I'll laugh at the stuff, and that's been all my life. I remember my cousins and brothers would be like, "You know, he was making fun of you." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah."
Damn, James.
I'm like,
Well, it's also funny because James got a good sense of humor.
I have such a good
So
sense of humor.
James will say some gay shit, and
James
you be
is-
like, "That's fucking gay."
Nah.
It's still. So that's
Yo,
what I
James
like.
will definitely DM me some shit. I'm like, James, if you don't get that.
I just want you to see it. I just be like,
See
I
what?
want
Oh, you
his
be
opinion.
okay?
And it'll be late at night. I'm like, James, you don't get your game.
James want you to see it. That's
But
why.
it's like just it's friendly banter. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he don't take offended to it, because I take a lot of jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it'd be cool. That's why, like James is cool as hell, because it's like James don't be tripping on trying to make everything a hot topic. A political offense. You know
But
what
he
I'm
also
saying? 'Cause
come out-
humans are humans. You know. What I'm
Right, that's what it is. It's like
But
before
when
you get to gay, straight.
But when you tag me on your post, all your gay friends do be sending me friend requests.
Really?
Bro,
See?
they be like my shit.
I'm glad they don't
That's why I
make
be
me
hating when
mad.
you
But it's
tag
funny
me.
Why
because
they don't
James,
like
When-
me?
yeah, I be
James-
untagging
James-
it, I'm like, man.
he'll tag 30 people. I just ignore all
Nah,
of them.
bro, he'll sometimes have one or two posts, or let him share a post of mine or something. Bro, his gay friend.
See, but you no, but that's your
Now, that's
that's
weird.
no. But that what it is that's his effect with everybody, because he'll start when he do that. It'd be like my people will start adding them.
But,
And all of that.
But I'm just saying, in particular, when he tags me on posts, and there's only like 6 people in
But-
there, or 2, because he might tag me or just Treese, and boom, I get a wave of gay friends coming through. Mutual friends with James.
Wow. Well, some of my gay friends are very influential, so you might want to be friends with them.
No,
You
I
never
do.
know.
Some
Don't
of them,
influence
yeah.
me,
I
go
do
to-
some of them, yeah.
Some of them are like, yeah, you trash, get away. But some of them you might want to be friends
That's
with.
just funny.
Because my friends are doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. I'm the scrub in the group. Shoot. I'm trying to catch up.
All right, so let me ask you this: would you ever consider seriously dating a woman?
Seriously? No. But I would possibly make an arrangement. I've offered this to like several women. I said, look, I want a baby. You want a baby. Let's get together, have the baby. We can use turkey baster. I don't even have to touch you.
Damn, you don't even want to touch her?
I don't have to touch you. And basically, and then I'll be like, and on top of that, I will marry you. Because I want to make sure you and my baby are taken
that
care
movie,
of
Harlem?
in case something happens. And I'll be like, and I'll have my men on the side.
Yeah.
You can have your men on the side, just as long as they don't think they're
Have
gonna
you
move
ever-
up in here.
Do you think your men would care?
Some would, some wouldn't. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, people have arrangements. They just
Yeah.
don't talk about it.
That's why I'm curious why you never entered into the poly lifestyle, because they do a lot of that.
Because I think that my bark is bigger than my bite. I think
gotcha.
mentally I could think it, but physically doing it, like I don't even know if I could do poly. I could probably do an open relationship.
Okay.
Poly is me. I have to mentally and spiritually and possibly financially support 5 different people.
No. It's so many dynamics.
That's why I said
You
open
gonna kill George
relationship.
over here.
No,
Open
I
relationship,
you
I
know,
could
I
do.
done researched it a little bit.
Well,
What that mean,
we
Doc?
have a mutual
What that
friend that's
mean?
in the poly community.
We do?
Yeah, Dr. Sujata.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
I know he ain't taking care of no multiple people.
2.
Well,
I think
when
he
I
was
say take care, I'm not saying 100%.
Oh,
But since all 3 people in a relationship,
Everybody's contributing to the pot.
so no, let's just say that all 3 of us are in a poly relationship. Not sexually. Just say we just thought we're gonna be in a poly relationship. James gets a wife, and you 2 get to smash or whatever. Something happens.
Did you smash who? Your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let's
Won't
just
be
say.
my first time.
So let's just say something financially happens to Mark. We ain't gonna just leave Mark out there. All 3 of us are gonna have to make sure Mark's taken
Boys,
care
right,
of because
yeah.
we're responsible for him.
Okay, gotcha.
Something happens to Miko.
That's how poly works?
That's how poly works,
In some
or it
dynamics.
can, or it can.
Or some dynamic.
So basically,
so it's not the man's part to have to take care of everybody.
in a polygamous relationship, it is.
But it's
with multiple wives.
to some extent too. If you dealing with if you dealing, what's that show? Sister Wives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing with one of those, but let's be honest, especially in our community, most of these people, women especially, it's not you. The idea that you're gonna find 3-4 women that all gonna be your housewife and not have to work. Number one, most men can't financially provide.
Exactly.
For that. So you're going to have multiple working people within this dynamic. Now, if y'all got 6 kids among y'all, you might have one stay at home, take care of the kids, and y'all all gonna have y'all different dynamics. But it's not gonna equal up to you being the only provider.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a pot. It's all 3.
Yeah.
And it just depends. That's why I say I probably more or less do an open relationship. Like I have a friend that's in an open relationship now. Him and his dude, that's the primary. But they have an arrangement that if they see someone they want to smash outside, they can do that.
Gotcha.
He's not responsible, but they're not responsible for that person. So, in other words, my friend and his dude, they're responsible for each other. If he goes out on a date with this guy, he smashes him. If he goes on a date maybe 2-3 times, and then that dude says, "Oh man, I'm kind of low on funds tonight. Can you hook me up?" No, cause we just smashing. You ain't my dude. This guy over here is my dude. Now he needs it. I'm gonna help him. That's an open relationship. Now I could possibly do that versus a poly, because I have friends that are trying to do that. A throuple. Yeah. A throuple would be like what he said, and you might have one woman that stays home. Well, if she's staying at home, you think she's doing that 100% for free? No. And that's my point. And what happens if she decides she doesn't want to be in the throuple anymore?
Damn.
You're going to have to pay her out.
She asked out, yeah.
No, you're going to have to pay her out, especially if it's legal.
I was about to say how, because
you don't.
Not in all cases. Not in all cases, because I know a homegirl who was the girlfriend in a throuple, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but let's be honest. Black folks don't be having the income for all of this.
That's my point, and that's why I said I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably do an open
relationship. Stable as shit. You got a house. You got a good job.
We was talking about the income, and we was talking about why gay people have more money and stuff. I don't have any children. You know me. I work 4 different jobs.
That's a fact.
For no reason.
If I had children, I couldn't do that. No, I don't do it for no reason. You in HR, you know y'all don't pay us nothing.
You asked me.
You know y'all don't pay us nothing.
James,
you know y'all don't pay us nothing.
James asked me maybe.
The most calling, let motherfuckers go out and recruit.
Exactly.
James asked me about 3-4 years ago about a security cert, because I was researching it too. Yeah. James ain't did nothing. He's still out here working.
But guess what? I'm working on my master's now in information services. So
these master's degrees is cute.
Well, guess what? My job's paying for it, so it's going to be
fine.
very.
It don't matter. Like I told a girl told me today she was going to get an MBA and then get a certification in admin assist, like as an admin assistant. How the fuck you getting an MBA then? Yeah, she's like, oh, it's free. You're just wasting your time.
That's a big fact. I don't understand.
You're just wasting your time. And
she should be, if she getting a master's, she should be working on becoming a damn executive.
They could be paying for, even the executive assistants, you fighting for 13 jobs.
Yeah, you are.
So, like, the executive assistant might make 90. Yeah. However, you telling me, motherfuckers out here, but it don't equal up to the time you got to put in. Do something. You can make 90.
I already know after I get the master, I'm going to have to get some certifications to back it up.
Then the question is, why not go get the cert first?
Because just like when I went to be a bartender and people say, "Oh, that's a waste of time," people don't hire inexperienced bartenders.
No, in this economy now, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, but no, you gotta understand this. Most people are used to formalized education.
That too.
Yeah, because he's old.
It's the security blanket that come with that. So whenever I talk to people, and people know I preach about my cloud engineering, I be helping the X, Y, Z. I get why people rather take the route of going to a formal college versus the certification route.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But not James, but I hate when people, like you told me, don't come to me for my expertise and then listen to your grandma.
That's why I charge. That's what I'm telling you. And I told him this before he started consulting. He's like, I want to help people. I'm going to help people. I said, Mark, you're going to burn yourself out.
I'm still going to do it.
You have to start charging people so you can filter motherfuckers away who will be serious and not serious.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do it.
That's fine.
Like I'm still going to do my annual. I'm going to do my annual giveaway. But it's not really them. It's the people who, like,
Well, hold on. I want before we because
we ain't got to go there.
Because I want to get this tidbit out. Because James, this is one of the valuable parts of knowing you as well. Is that you know so much about the city, man. So much about the city. So what trends do you see? Do you think it's this year or next year? Do you think now is a good time to buy in Atlanta?
Self-serving.
And because I'm dealing with that.
It's time to buy because one of my best friends, he manages a condominium, and the economist for Georgia State lives there, and he says this is predicted to go for the next 5 years.
Damn.
They do not predict a bubble happening, and if it does happen, it's not going to be here in Atlanta, Georgia. Our economy has diversified. When the first recession happened back in 2008, most of Georgia's economy, or Atlanta, was based off of building new homes. And what happened is we stopped in 2008, but people kept moving here. And they said this was going to happen. It says when the economy starts back, we are going to have a shortage of housing because we're not building them. And they stopped building in 2008, if you remember. So now,
we was young, James.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I was. What was I? 28.
Definitely living on Section 8.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, in 2008, the economy collapsed for like several years, and Atlanta, Georgia, was still hit like everywhere else, and they stopped building. People still kept moving here. People kept having babies. We have basically now in Atlanta, Georgia, a 10-year housing shortage based off of population growth. Yeah. Because that's about how long it took it to start getting back up. So with that being the case, what has happened within the past 3 years? Microsoft has moved here.
Facts.
Cisco has moved here. Google has moved here. Honeywell. All these IT companies keep coming here. And all these IT companies start people off between 80 to 90,000.
Big facts.
Not to mention the ones they bring from California with their California salaries.
Facts.
So these people are coming here thinking it's cheap, but we're still working on Georgia salaries.
Yeah.
So it's pushing us out, but at the same point, they ain't stopping. So if you wait, it's no guarantee that it's going to slow down, because the only thing that will slow it down is what happened last time, giving people bad loans. And
I wish I had one of them bad loans.
And people not having the money, to afford it. And I already stopped recording.
What do you think are some good places for people to buy?
Anywhere inside the city limits of Atlanta is going to blow up.
Even on the southeast side, southwest side?
If it has a proper Atlanta address and it's inside the perimeter, it's going to blow up. Even fucking Clayton County is now going up.
Damn, Clayco?
And I wouldn't even go there, but why is it? Because people can't afford Atlanta. They have to live somewhere.
Everybody love to say they live 30 minutes from the city.
And they do when there's no traffic.
Facts.
When there's no traffic, it is. When I first moved here, we lived in, Stone Mountain.
Oh, Clan County.
It wasn't when we moved there, but I should say it changed. When I first moved here, my classmates were white and black. It was diverse.
In Stone Mountain?
Yeah, Redan High School was still mostly a white high school.
Yep.
You talking about that part?
A lot of people don't remember Redan used to be a white high school.
It was a white high school. And basically around the time I moved here, the last white class of Redan happened. So, I'm just erasing some stuff. So the thing is,
we ain't got that much time.
Well, I just wanted to get it on. Well, never mind. I'll just put what I got on here. But my point is that Atlanta is about to go to its next level. And it's going to be a world-class city. We're going to be at the level of maybe not New York, but maybe more like L.A., Chicago, Dallas, Philly, where it'll be considered a dream to own a single detached home.
Wow.
Those places you can.
So what about, as we move towards that next phase, what is to be made of people wanting to, so we got all of these buildings built up. However, we're moving into a more remote space permanently, to be honest. And so these spaces are going to be unutilized to some extent. That too will also change the way. I was reading an article about how people are actually moving out of cities.
They are. They're going to my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Nashville, Charlotte, Indianapolis, Cincinnati. That's why it's cheap. I can show you some beautiful homes in Louisville, Kentucky for like $200,000 that would cost $500 here.
What you think about Texas?
Texas is a up and coming place too, but it's going to also get crowded like it is here, and you're going to pay. I have 2 cousins that live in Dallas now. I don't know specifically about Houston, but it's the same concept. Any major city, coastal city, when you're close to the water, you're going to pay for it.
Let me ask you this, because me and Mark just had this conversation before you walked in. So, as I told you before, I'm at that age where I'm ready for the next phase of my life. I'm kind of stuck in this place where it's like, do I
date white women or not?
Do I stay in Atlanta? Because my lease is up in July. I plan on also buying a job. Do I stay in Atlanta and buy here and just fly a girl in that I like, or do I go put myself in a position in places where it's a community that that prioritizes marital values, such as like a Dallas, or even I thought about Houston, or somewhere in Texas.
That is a joke I make with people. Atlanta is a great place to date, not necessarily to get married. This is a great dating city if you want to date. And a lot of people I know that are involved, I joke and say they imported their partners.
It's funny you said that. My Stefan, who I was talking to, my mentor, said the exact same thing. He's like, how often do you see a dude be like, oh yeah, I met my wife here? No, they met their wife somewhere, and then they both moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people also move here to break up. So that's another thing.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that next
They move here to break up.
Calm down.
But what I'm saying is, like, what I've seen in the gay community is like a gay guy will move here and because this is the place to be, right? And then all of them jump on him and stuff like that. One of them catches him and be like,
is going on?
No, it's they do this with like Nigerian communities too.
What?
They want to get you as soon as you get off the plane.
yeah.
Because after you get up, it's like being a new kid in class.
Everybody wants the new face, the hot. So let's say you're new, and you come to the club. Oh, who's this? And then one person catches you, and then you get together and you make it work out.
Gotcha.
Because you haven't been in the Atlanta community long enough to become jaded and upset and suspicious and everything like that.
So what you think about my plan?
I think do you
think I should stay here?
I think you should stay here because it will be great for your career as an African American. Because that's why
he want me to be a martyr.
But I'm just saying, why you think all these companies are moving here? In addition to the tech talent, everything I read says we know we need to diversify. We know we do not have diverse talent in California. We do not have diverse talent in New York City. I just said import. That's what I was about to say, and import somebody. Yeah. I personally don't believe in long distance dating, but I have seen some success in it. And
I think that he acting like the woman a lot, and as hopeful as a lot of women are in a remote economy like we got, be where you at. Be at peace where you at, because you going somewhere getting caught up in the shuffle of acclimating yourself in it. You're gonna have to. It's going to be a lot more, and I'm not saying this to deter you from doing it, but don't do it because of that.
Exactly.
Especially because you can pick your laptop up. Pick your laptop up like this and go wherever the fuck you want.
Hold on.
Exactly.
The issue is not getting women. As always, I just showed you my phone. It's not women. It's wife-worthy.
Right.
Women.
If you wanted to,
with that culture, like, would you say Atlanta prioritizes marital values?
Yeah,
but we're not in disagreement in that.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not in disagreement with that.
So I'm just saying, if I bring a wife here, the likelihood that we're going to stay married.
No, it's still a higher likelihood if you get her before she becomes jaded and everything, and you treat her right. And
if you're not living in the city.
No, even if you live in the city, I think. Well, this is the thing. He could go to another city because, like, back home in Kentucky, a lot of my relatives are married because it's just like that. Like, my cousin, the one that's closest age to me, he's married to his high school sweetheart. Damn. And they've been married, and he's only like 2 years younger than me. Damn. And that means they've been together. Let's see, I graduated high school in 1998. So they've been together since like 1997, 96, and they've been married.
That was the Atlanta Olympics.
That's my point. He's been with her since he was 17, and he just turned 40.
Damn, man.
So, yeah, that's a city where you could do that at. But the problem is if you go someplace like where I'm from in Louisville, you'll be an outsider, and everyone is already paired up because they've been paired up since high school, and now you're going to be looking for someone that got divorced that you can get.
Well, last question.
Maybe Nashville. Nashville's up and coming.
Oh, that's rough. Last question. what do you feel about the rumor or the stereotype about the concern that many women have about, especially single women, about the DL man?
I think it's overblown.
Say it again, a little bit.
I think it's overblown. But again, that's that female ego thing. I just don't know what I would do if I found out the man I was with was gay or that he messed with men and something like that. I'm like, girl, you either keep on getting rid of him. Same thing you would do if he was messing with women on the other side. It's just ridiculous. The what's his name? The guy that wrote that book. He possibly set relationships back by writing it.
Shit,
No,
Jackson,
what is it?
Steve
The
Harvey
DL?
got there.
No, I don't even think Steve. I like Steve Harvey. He hasn't talked about that. What J.L. King? That's it. J.L. King's the one that came out with that movie.
R.L. Rollins, J.L.
R.L. Stein.
Shit,
Lord, I am so old. Look up J.L. King when y'all get off the phone. He's the one that basically came up with the DL thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
That was a thing that a person created out of a book?
He wrote a book around the late 90s
Get
exposing
the
the
fuck outta
DL
here, yo.
because, and I was on one of his web pages. He used to live here in Atlanta. I've met him a couple of times personally. I know people. No. He didn't want me. I probably was too fat. That's another thing I wanted to say. Like, gay men are very, very, very visually. So I'm what the joke would say, gay fat, but straight thin.
No, you're not. You're not straight thin.
What am I?
You just big boned it.
Okay. Well, what are you?
Ooh, me? Smaller than y'all? Shit.
You think you smaller than me?
I'm smaller than both of y'all.
You looking like a big old Oompa Loompa over there in that big old blueberry
Stand
shit.
up. Stand up. Don't, boy, I'm 10 push-ups away from.
10 push-ups away?
Hell yeah.
And
Stand up. Stand up,
one
James.
Big Mac away.
Stand up, James.
One
Stand up,
Big
James.
Mac away.
Look. Stand up, James.
One Big Mac away.
No. Over here. Over here.
One
One Big
McFlurry.
Mac away.
Look,
One
boy,
Big Mac.
boy, get out of here. Get out of here,
Don't my
James.
shirt.
But I just wanted to say, so this whole DL thing, you think is blown out of proportion?
It's just blown out. People are always so scared of it, and like I told you,
Because
only at a max, 10% of the population is homosexual.
Damn, that's small.
That's my point, and that's not even the ones that are open. That's from the Kinsey report.
But
that's
he's supposed
old.
to be thinking that 75% of black men in Atlanta is down low and gay.
Bro.
I come from a family, and I have a very large and diverse family. There's my sister's side family, because we have different fathers, and then there's my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family, my stepside family. So, like, for instance, my biological father comes from a family of 7. My mom comes from a family of 7. So I have, like,
Big fan.
4, no, wait a minute.
That's 14.
I have, like, 7 uncles.
Damn.
Not to mention, when my grandma on my mother's side died, she had 24 grandchildren.
God damn.
What is it, 35 great
Do y'all
grandchildren.
own a piece of Kentucky, goddamn?
We do, because we were
Commonwealth.
raised to. Because we were raised to. We were raised
y'all
to
two
go.
might be related, actually.
Who?
I just thought
How?
about that.
Hell,
Missouri, Kentucky.
I do have relatives in Missouri.
It's like saying North Carolina, Kentucky.
Nah, bro, y'all kind of close, bro. It ain't but so many black people between Missouri and Kentucky, bro.
They
But
just
it
got a
is.
little
We
bit
used to
more
have
than
a
us.
million folks.
Huh?
We used to have a million folks.
Y'all
in-
got a million folks now.
No, we don't. We got a 250,000.
What, he talking about St. Louis?
Yeah.
I have relatives in St. Louis.
There
But
you go.
everybody do.
There
in
you
the-
go.
You got relatives in Indiana. You got relatives in Chicago because there was a great migration.
That's
So
what I'm
you
saying,
got
y'all might
family-
be
I
related.
have relatives in St. Louis on both sides.
See, y'all
Hi-
related.
hi,
Y'all do kind
hi-
of favor each other.
Hi, Aunt Ida Mae.
It's Ethel May. That's my great grandma.
She changed her name in the Great Migration because her husband was chasing her out of Mississippi.
Oh damn.
Kent, Arkansas.
But seriously, my thing is that he came out with that book, and then women just went crazy.
I did not know that. Did you know that, Mark?
Then what
No.
was it? That other author came out with that book, Invisible Life. He passed away. What was his name?
Damn, that was
And
books
black
about
women was buying that
I
and going
really
crazy.
did. James, you educated yourself. I really didn't know that. Bro.
Look
I'm
him
about
up.
to read all of the audio
Invisible
books.
No, bro,
Life.
because I never knew where it came from. I thought it was like something that just happened, like a phenomenon.
No, it came out around the 90s where these gay men basically exposed it. They wrote some books. Black men don't read what black women do. They went to the salons and started selling their books.
Yeah.
And the sisters started passing around like, girl, you got to read this, read this, read it. This is so good, Raymond. This is their tricks. You got to know this so you know about their tricks and stuff like that. And it just created a bunch of paranoid black women that were afraid of something. And, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened, but you're more likely to have a man that's cheating on you with a woman than with a man. Because most men just aren't gay. Like that's one of the jokes in my family. I just told you how many cousins I have. I am the gay.
So do you,
out of 50-something damn relatives that are still alive, I'm like the only one. It's me and another cousin that's a lesbian. I don't know anyone else in my family that's gay.
I got you. What about you? You know, you got any gay? Oh, your sister.
My sister.
Anyone else?
Come on, men.
Nah.
Yeah, I got one. I got a cousin. He's trans. And my uncle. was trans.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just found out.
Oh, they just came out? Oh, okay. All right.
But still, out of your whole family, that's like
That's
maybe 2 people.
That's small, yeah. Yeah, that's small. Because I got...
I got more openly gay women.
It might be some of y'all gene pool.
I think women in my family be experimenting. I just think they be on
Women are more likely to experiment because, like I said, it's
they
not as much of a
gay
stigma.
One year, the next year they left lesbians.
Women will do stuff just to turn men on. Hey, girl, look on my titty. You look on his on my titty, and they'll turn them on, and blah blah blah. And we can have them together. We have some new shoes and a purse in the morning.
All right, James, we got to get out of here. But we got to bring you back, man.
All right, cool.
We got to bring James back, man. You're very entertaining guest. I know this is gonna go crazy.
We'll see. I'm gonna post it on my vlog, the part that I got.
And I want to welcome all your gay friends and followers who gonna get on that. I just want to let them know already. You're gonna be offended by some shit we gonna say, but just know we fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with you the long way.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be disinvited to the gay picnic for some stuff.
You really let him say that? And
you said that, and you didn't defend us, and da 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 da. Yeah.
You didn't defend us.
I'm like,
yeah, but so before we get out of Jan, I do want to say, man, you know, I do want to give you your flowers, man. I do got a lot of respect for you. I do really look up to you in a lot of different aspects, especially when it comes to getting information, being accurate with my information, you know, and just trying to be a pillar in the community, especially in the black community, in the Atlanta black community especially. You know, so I do want to give you that, man. A lot of brothers really mess with you the long way. You know, I just feel like, you know, you gotta hear it now. Like, you are appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men really do respect you highly. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
They do, and I know I do, and I know Mark does as well. Even though we crack our jokes about who DM'd who first, but you know, and I just appreciate that you don't just trip and take shit the wrong way, man. Because sometimes we really just be curious, and sometimes we really just don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, and as long as I'm open to learning and being corrected, you know what I'm saying, and at the same time we're able to have honest dialogue, and you're not offended by my curiosity or by my ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, all right, we can make this better for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So,
thank you, appreciate it. I'm surprised we didn't get onto the dynamics of top and bottom, but good, no problem.
No, too deep.
Wow.
I figured that was the case because my friend like, are you gonna go there? I said, if they bad enough to ask the question, I'll be bad enough to answer.
Listen, no, we can get to that next time, but because the conversation was going, I had so many things I wanted to ask you.
Miko really be acting like an advocate, but he's so detached.
Yeah,
but I will put that just ended. That is another issue with dating and gay relationships too.
Who's gonna be the top?
Yeah.
Hold on, I just real quick. Who decides it how?
No, I mean, you like what you like. So if you meet someone and they like the same thing, then y'all just going to be buddies.
I'm saying, do y'all just talk about it openly? Like, hey, are you a top?
Sometimes people don't find out till they get to the bedroom. It's like, damn it, I thought you was a top.
Damn.
No, baby, you just saw a beard.
Quick question.
I thought you was a bottom. Why? Because I snapped my fingers.
Oh,
Quick question before we wrap this up. So when it comes to, there's a stigma that, you know, especially not only as men, but as gay men, that there's just this hypersexual culture that happens. How cognizant are most men about like AIDS, HIV, STDs, and things like that?
We still have a ways to go because Atlanta is one of the top markets for HIV. We still have people that still either don't. Well, it's hard for me to have people say they don't know where it comes from. But they are saying now the issue is on self-esteem and things with the black church and the community. If the community devalues you, then you're going to devalue yourself, and you're not going to take care of yourself. And there's a lot of gay men that feel that way. It's like, whatever, I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well get this over with. So they'll basically like go and have sex, and basically like when they get HIV, it's like, oh well, I knew it was going to happen. Where's the cocktail? And the sad part is the cocktail doesn't work for everybody. Or you might not have the funds or finances to get the cocktail. Like I have one of my friends that's a HIV advocate, and he talks about like we need housing. I'm like, well, why do you need housing? He says because you can't get anything from the government unless you have a stable address. So there's a program where we can get this person their medication, but we have to find him housing. If I just put that he's homeless, the government's not going to give him the finances to get the medicine that he actually needs to live. And in Atlanta, we are one of the top markets, but I don't want straight people to think, oh, well, I'm immune. Because, like, my straight friends be like, oh, well, I'm fine. I don't mess with dudes. I'm like, black women are one of the highest groups going.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. They're the highest STD group in Atlanta.
But here's the part you're going to be mad, but it's our fault as men.
I knew you was going to say that. That's why I said it earlier. But I was going to bring that up earlier, but I was like, James going to say it. So
it is.
It's us this past transition.
It is, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And I remember speaking with an epidemiologist.
You know it's gay women in the city, too, right?
It is, but that's not what it is, because it's very hard for lesbians to transmit sexual transmitted diseases of that nature.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, and people don't like to say it because then people want to try to hedge their bets and all this stuff like that, but the person that is the receptive partner in whatever sex act has a higher risk of contracting the disease.
Oh.
Because you gotta think of your penises like this, as a hypodermic needle.
I wrap up.
Yeah, and you need to, but some men don't, and some women don't make them wrap up. So what I'm saying is, like this man, there was an epidemiologist that worked in the state of Georgia, says when he goes and gives his talks, he goes around the room and he talks to women. He says, hey, I have a hypodermic needle full of water. Will you let me insert this in you? And they're like, no. He says, but you let men do it all the time with their penis. Damn. It's a hypodermic needle. So the thing is, for you...
think about it like that? God damn, that's real.
That's what it is. So let me put it this way. A man can go around and just have sex with this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, right?
That's true.
So when he ejaculates or pre-comes, whatever bacteria or viruses and stuff is in there. So the vaginal cavity or the anal cavity is porous. It absorbs what goes into it. For a woman to pass it back to a man is possible, but it's not as easy because you only have this little tiny urethra, and it has to go in there, or you have to have like microscopic cuts on your penis, which you can, rough sex and stuff like that. So
I had this girl that she wanted to have sex hard. I couldn't do it no more.
Well, my point.
I hit it twice though.
My point is that we are the ones that are passing this, and that's why our women are dying.
That's true.
And this is what the epidemiologist told me. He said that black women have done a lot for us. They've carried us when we could not since we gotten off of the boats. They were the ones that would be like, you beat him long enough, bastard. Please let him go and all this stuff. They've done. He says this is a crisis in our community that we as men are going to have to take the responsibility for. They can't get us out of it.
How can we do that?
Wrap up, like you just said. And you know a lot of dudes that hit raw. You need, you do.
It's bro code.
But I'm saying
I do, when we do talk about sex and hitting raw, I do tell dudes like, nah, bro, you better wrap that shit up.
You need to wrap it up, and that's the same thing with 70% of our children born out of wedlock. I mean, yes, like you and me talk about, yes, the woman does have a responsibility too, and I'm harder on them because they're the ones that got to raise a child for 18 years.
Facts.
But my dad told me, he says, son, if I've never told you anything, he said, I'm telling you now. He says, when he thought I was straight, he says, find you one woman you can tolerate. He didn't even say love.
Oh, that's a fact.
He said, find you a woman you can tolerate. He says, have all your children with that woman, and you stay with her and you raise those children. And he says, if you don't make it, he says, go out and get a vasectomy. He says, don't have any more. He says, because when I was young, I went, I had this child, that child, and he was like, I don't have anything. Because when he met my mother, he was paying child support for these many women, and then and the other part, he was taking care of us.
Damn.
And he told me, he says, he grew up, apparently, I'm saying his story ended good, he's still alive, but he told me, do not make the same mistakes I did. He says, you do not want to have your check garnished 4 or 5 different times to take care of this woman. And every time one of those children go away, your payment don't go down because they all know when the other one's going to turn 18. They say, well, now we should be able to get more.
Damn.
And it would go up. And he said, he says, if I give you any advice, son, he says, have all your children with one woman. And after that, he says, go get a vasectomy. Do not have any more.
You hear that,
if
Mark?
you find another woman that wants to have
one
children.
Woman.
I got one more woman.
That's fine.
You go back to the same woman you got that first one from. You hear me?
Fuck out of here.
I'm just saying, that's how my dad explained it to me. He was like, my dad, like I told, I had parents that were basically blunt. Just like, this is what happened when we was doing our thing in the 70s. Yeah. Do not repeat our mistakes. Have your children with one man or one woman.
So, let me ask you this, and I'm gone. Do you think that how do you think black men can help? Because you follow my page, you know how I do hold black men accountable.
Yeah.
Right. How do you think we can also help black men to not create more of these, baby mamas and kind of get out of that baby mama industry?
It'll probably be a gross, but I think men need to learn more about masturbation, more about porn and stuff like that, because we all have needs. We had a Surgeon General back in the 90s, Clinton appointed, and she was saying that we need to teach children masturbation. The Republicans tore her. Yeah, she did. Look it up.
James,
Look it up.
Jocelyn.
Was it Jocelyn Roberts? Somebody out there knows. Someone that's from the old school knows what I'm talking about. He appointed a Surgeon General back in the 90s, and the Republicans and conservatives found out that she was saying that children need to learn masturbation, and they tore her up, and he had to get rid of her. But she was right. Damn. Basically, what we have, because we know people, some children, especially in the hood, are hypersexual. My best friend used to teach elementary school, 17. He taught in the Atlanta Public School System for 17 years. He says he was a science teacher. He said he's trying to teach people about mitochondria and RNA and stuff like that. They want to talk about sex. And they could teach him stuff. He said they knew everything about sex. He said they were masters before they were even 10.
God damn.
He said they were masters. He said they would be in the classroom talking about, your mama don't know nothing because she works at Club Strokers. My mama said you can't work at Club Strokers. They won't treat a player right. That's why my mama work at Magic City.
I wish a mama would make them.
He said that's what the babies were saying. This was elementary school. So I'm like, the children know it, so we just need to do like my parents did and just be blunt. Even when I was growing up, my mother was like, look, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm saying this is where the condoms are. If you are going to do it, do not go out there and have children. She says back in the 70s, people used to talk about, it was an accident. She said when I was coming up, you couldn't hardly find condoms in Louisville, Kentucky in the 70s. She says now, where can you not find the condom?
Facts. And giving them away at the clinic.
Yeah.
About a boatload.
And that's why I argue with people when I say there's no such thing as an illegitimate child. My mother explained that to me as well. She says the only time there's an illegitimate child is if somebody is raped or somebody is forced or doesn't know. Because she says if you're having sex, I would assume that you know where babies come from.
Storks.
And then you don't need to be having sex if you think that.
Maybe he built like a stork.
You don't need to be having sex if you think that. That's what she told us. Yeah. She was like, if you do not know where babies come from, then you definitely don't need to be having sex.
Thanks.
But she said, my mother explained to me, real OG, I told her, my mom was just blunt like that. My mom says, you know where babies come from. You know if you have unprotected sex, there's a possibility a baby will come from. There are several ways to prevent a baby from coming. You can use a condom. You can use birth control. God forbid, if it happens, you can get an abortion. I think she was saying you can do anal cunnilingus. You can do anal. You can do the pull-out method, which isn't really effective.
Your mom was saying all this.
My mother told me that I was a hard-headed child, and she said I had to talk to you like that.
One of those would appease the James.
My mother said you was a hard-headed child. I couldn't sugarcoat things with you. So, but my point is, we all know where babies come from, and if you participate in the activity that has the potential to create a life, and you didn't take any of those 5 options, it's not an illegitimate baby and it's not an accident. You chose for it to be here.
Okay. Well, Mark,
Shoot.
Got anything else for James?
No, fuck what he talking about. My son was illegitimate. No, I'm joking. Shout out to Max. We'll see you tomorrow. We about to wrap it up, James. We appreciate you and sideways hat. You know what I'm saying?
My sideways hat cute. You got any gay
knowledge,
men out there?
your knowledge and
masculine,
wisdom.
dark skin.
I think
Shaka Zulu,
all the
Mandingo.
gay men I know, you know.
No, that's a horrible thing.
Except one.
That's horrible.
I know some gay men.
I know you do. Get them out your DMs and tell them Dr. James.
Indeed.
So we about to wrap it up, man. We appreciate you being here.
No gay men. Might not shoot me no goddamn
They
DM, bro.
They don't want me. I'm not dark enough. They went for him.
Oh,
Straight
This the best of both worlds
I
right
smell
here.
like vagina. They know ain't nothing happening. This
That
way.
might make them more attractive.
Ah, shit. Black Men and Cigars.
8%.
Black Men and Cigars
It works.
Podcast.
It works in reverse for gay men.
You know you can find us on Instagram, Black Men and Cigar Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We want to say all our gays, hey. That's what
Not me. I didn't do that.
That's what Jamie Foxx used to say. Hey. So every time he talks to the gay folks. Anyway, welcome and follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube. Comment on the video. We love your thoughts. Mark, also you want to say something about how they can reach you for the Ask a Black Man segment?
Yes. Make sure y'all hit us up, Ask a Black Man segment, so we'll chime in on our perspectives on your situations because we over opinionated over here. And if y'all need to get us, again, Black Men and Cigar Podcast, y'all can hit me up, Mark Anthony on Facebook, and also bensocial.distancing on IG. James, where you at?
Check me out at Keon's World on YouTube, and you can also find me on Facebook.
Who the fuck is Keon, man?
Keon, okay, does everyone want to know? The story is that my legal name is James L. Johnson Jr. And here's your man. Here is your man's story, since you always advocate for men. My mother had me because she married my father, and he wanted a child, and he wanted a son named after him. My mother said there was a girl at our church named Kiana, and she was like, "Ooh, that's a beautiful name. If it's a girl, I want to name her Kiana. What's if it's a boy?" And my cousin Bernice, who's one of my second cousins, said, "Well, if it is, just drop the honor off and say Keon." And my mother said, "Okay, I like that." So she went to my dad, James Johnson Sr., and said, "Can we name our son Keon?" My dad said, "No." And she said, "Come on, Karen." He's like, "No, he's going to be named after me." She's like, "Well, can it be James Keon?" "No." "Can it be Keon James?" "No." "It's going to be James L. Johnson Jr. He's my son." So my mother said when I was born, they gave her the birth certificate. She wrote James L. Johnson Jr., which is what my father wanted. But she said afterwards, when I was walking, she got resentful. And you know, when babies are crawling and stuff, she said, "This don't make no sense. I had the baby. I went to the hospital. I should be able to name whatever I want. Come here, Keon." So when I was little and growing up,
She called you Keon.
she called me Keon anyway.
Called you out your
James,
name.
So, no, wait, the story doesn't end. This is where it gets funny at. So everyone would call me Keon. You know, when you take the baby around your family and you like, "Come here, baby," they would say, "Hey, James," I wouldn't come. They would say, "Come here, Keon," I would come. So she went to my dad's family with it. They thought it was cool because my dad's nickname is Keela. The Johnsons all have nicknames. My dad's name is James, but everyone calls him Keela. So it was like, "Oh, that's cute, Keela and Keon." My grandmother on my dad's side called me Keela. All my aunts on my dad's side and my uncles all call me Keon. No one calls me James. Not only that, James is so common anyway, so that sets you off. So the story is that, like, when I was in school, you know where they're calling roll?
Yeah.
The teacher said, James, where's James? Then she went like this, You didn't raise your hand. You're James Johnson. "No, I'm not. My name Keon." "No, you're James Johnson." My mama say my name Keon. My name Keon. So then they went to my mother and they said, "Look, your son needs to know his name is James. Your son could be kidnapped. The police would come up to him and say, 'Are you James Johnson?' He would say, 'No, I'm Keon,' and the kidnappers would just walk off with him." So I did not even know my name was James until I was like in first grade, like 6 years old.
So you're slow.
I just want
No, because no one called me that.
James, I just want to tell you, you are the most southern gay motherfucker I ever
Why am I
met.
southern?
Boy, you south southern as hell. What? Because my father, James L. Johnson.
I
Larry
thought it had to
Johnson
do
Sr.
with a
Johnson.
secret nigga named Keon.
No.
Besides-
Everyone in my
besides-
family
His name
calls
is
me.
Keon because his mom saw a girl in church that had a cute name. And he said,
What's so funny about
My cousin
that?
said, drop the name.
Not the honor.
That is so fucking wild, bro.
That's the story.
Because that's where I got my name from.
But I'm saying, see, I told you, my mama gangster.
But
My
my
mother's like, I had the baby, I'm gonna name what I want.
Man.
My mom don't play. She like, I'm the one that went to the hospital. I'm the one that pushed him out. I should be able to name him anything I want. His name Keon. Come here, Keon.
Keon, we bring your ass.
You whatever your mama call you, that's your name. Whatever your mama call you, that's your name. I don't care.
Black Men and Cigars Podcast.
What's so funny?
We out of here.
All right, y'all.
Whatever your mama call